Hello, everybody. Thank you for hanging out and welcome. Oh, wait, this way. I got to point this way. Welcome, Michael B.
Hey,
as
what's
my
up, Ron?
third guest of ever on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're
Hey,
welcome.
everybody out there.
And for those of you, I just put the link. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Mick for designing the web store. And the link is right there if you want to get your own gear. You can get a hoodie, sweatshirt, or a t-shirt, and possibly hats will be coming in.
That's cool.
So there you go. All right. So let's see who we got right so far.
Those are sharp-looking shirts. They did a great
Thank
job
you.
on those.
Yeah, and it was it was a surprise, really. We got Billy Ray, Michael, Mr. Mick, Mad Hatter. Hello.
Hey, Malachi.
Greasy. Hey, Greasy.
What's up, Greasy?
So yeah, I like to be on time on this show.
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
So, with that being said, Michael is here, and we're kind of going to talk guitars, and we're going to talk a little bit about soldering. And he wants to show you a couple things. The wet sanding process. That's good. That's good. Did you get the higher grit sandpaper, Matt? Stroob. Yeah, it's in black because the logo color would be kind of hard to see on other stuff. Hey, Scott. Yes, you did. You did get the higher. Okay, there you go. So you'll get a better finish that way, man. Just remember, however long you do one grit, when you go to a higher grit, do at least a minute or two longer before you switch to the next one, and do a minute or two longer with that one too. And then you'll be good to go.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Mick.
So there is
Scott.
there's a method to the madness, Matt.
Lewis. Yep.
Hey, Lewis.
Got a lot of people coming in.
Yeah, let me put this back in the chat again. I'm going to do this off and on throughout the show.
It's awesome. I'm glad I'm not scaring anybody away. What's up, guys?
You can go up to 8,000. I've done 10,000 before. So there you go. I'm going to post it in the link. I'm going to post the link in the chat when new people get here. And thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Mick for creating a web store for me. And I'm going to tell you, I had no intentions of doing a web store. And when they sent me the shirts, they sent me a hoodie, a sweatshirt, and a t-shirt. So I got all three of Ohio's seasons covered. And I wore them that first day on the show, the first show with it. And when I posted the video unboxing it, I got so many people asking, hey, where can I get one? Where can I get one? So I just sent him a message about it, and then that's how the web store came about.
Yep. Things ship between 10 and 14 days, it says.
So there you go, guys. If you want one, that's where you get them. And possibly hats will be coming. So
that's cool.
So there you go, guys.
Do you have an idea of what the hat flavor might be, or is that's future?
No, I have no idea yet.
Okay.
I know Mrs. Mick, is working on one right now. Then when the prototype's done, they're going to send me a photo of it. So we'll go from there. So there you go, guys. So as more people come in, I'll repost that a couple times. But there you go. Yeah, I knew MPN jumped on that right away.
Well, he's not the only one that has one coming.
Oh, there you go. So thank you, everybody. And thank you guys for coming in. And I'm going to admit, this is not as easy as I thought it would be to do 6 days out of 7 live.
Yeah.
And had all the guitars needed worked on, it would be a lot easier. But they're all pretty much done. So I'm waiting on customers' guitars to come in and stuff like that and then I can do the shows out of that. And then also, do you still want yours painted this year?
It doesn't have to be any time particular.
Okay.
I would love to, but there's no rush. I'd love to. We could talk about it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well,
do you want to talk about the telly first, or do you want to like?
You tell me which one you want to talk about first.
All right, let's do the telly first.
Okay.
Since it's right here. So, what people need to know, and we'll see this. I'll talk about this with the Kramer.
I'll solo you.
Yeah. All right. So here's my telly. So basic, looks just like a telly, right?
Yep.
I want to flip this so that the volume is up front, and this thing
Switch is in the back. Okay.
Right. I've done this a million times, right? But when I opened this one, the wiring was nice, like nice, and I was like, oh, if I go in there, I'm gonna mess it up. And there was like the ground wire. It was so short, like it was exactly the right length. I couldn't flip it. And I was like, Fender, what are you doing? You know people flip these things. You know what I mean? Like, give me the wire. And I could have just flipped it, put it back, switch these two, flip this around. But I'm going to open it up.
Okay.
And I'll show you what that looks like, because I just would love some advice on, like, how to do neat soldering. So if you're ever going to do, like, a series of, like, how to plan your wires out,
mm-hmm.
and, like, so when you get the wiring, like, when I got yours, I couldn't believe how awesome the wiring was.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you deserve it. Like, the guitar didn't look that good when it was new. You know what I mean? And it wasn't bad, like, but it just wasn't. It wasn't like this. Like what you do, you like plan the wire out. You must cut it to length.
Yeah,
you must like see where they're gonna go beforehand.
and that's actually why I like to use the hard wire, because you can shape it. You can
solid.
Solid wire, solid core. You could shape it and it stays in that shape.
Well, there you go. Right away, that's already better. Because that's probably one of the bigger differences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what gauge do you use? Like 22?
22 and 24.
Okay. Actually. Whoa. It flipped around this time. Like, I mean, lift it up. Let me lower the camera here. It actually flipped around this time. I wonder if it was just the ground wire was just caught, and I just didn't. I didn't want to disturb it. So yeah, what I want to do is this. Oh, but now I can do it because I don't have to unsolder anything.
There you go.
Oh, it was just me. So I was mad at Fender for nothing. I thought like they made this so you couldn't move it, and I was just so nervous. Like this spaghetti, this is not Ron's wiring. And I know it's because I pulled it out. Oh, well, then fucking it isn't even broken. All right, that's cool. I'm glad I looked again. All right, so I will finish that.
Okay.
Maybe in a minute.
Now here is I just wired up the Ivan or the Spectre bass that is going to MPN.
Yeah.
And this is what I did, and it's all hardwire except for what's coming off the pickups. Wait a minute. Well. Solo. There we go.
Ah, neat. Okay.
So, one ground wire goes around to all the pots. I try to use the same color wires for everything. If it's connected to the um, the top, I usually use the black for the ground,
Yeah.
and then I'll go with white or yellow for other stuff. Get out of that. So there we
Right.
go. And then I do use the solid core wire, and I usually get the old style Gibson, where
Okay.
you get white, black, and yellow, and it's cloth covered. So
Yep.
that I don't think I had that when I did your Kramer.
Okay.
I just used I do have like 5 or 6 spools of different multicolored hardwire, but it's rubber coated. Where I'm now starting to use the cloth coated wire.
Right.
Hello, Cheryl.
Now, what does that give you besides durability? Is it just more rigid and good?
Well, the hardwire?
No, the cloth.
It's more. I mean, I don't know if there's any as far as improvement over the rubber, but I do know that when you look at all the classic guitars,
Yeah.
and what people would consider high dollar, it's all cloth. So I figured I'd just start using the cloth in there too. That way they take it out and they're looking at a $5,000 Les Paul, and here's a $1,000 Kramer with the same type of wiring. So
Right.
that.
So Lewis had a good question. If do the holes line up? They do.
There
But
you go.
there's the route is deeper on one side. That was the other thing I had found before. Or not deeper, but there's a it is deeper. There's like a wood chunk down here that's not routed out. So like there's 2 cavities, and this switch
Switch
butts
is
up
hitting
against
it.
Yeah.
You could bust that out with a chisel and a hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what it is first because I don't know what function it has. Okay, it's the ground. Is a little bump in wood, and the ground is screwed into
Screw to it.
Yep. So that's what's sticking up. I don't know if I
Yeah,
can
so
show
you could
that.
move that.
You probably can't see in the hole.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. All right, so I do think it will fit. Lewis had a good question about the screw holes. I do
There
think
you go.
it works. So I'll just have to figure that ground screw out, move it potentially.
Yep.
Okay, that I can do. That won't hurt.
I always used to joke. I always used to joke with people and say you can't have too much ground. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you get all that big glob of solder all over the back of the pot, that's too much ground. Well, attempt at ground.
Yes. And that's the whole thing. My soldering is not perfect all the time. I wish to God it was, but there are some times that the pot it's hard to get it to take. So I usually end up, before I use a new pot, I will scratch it up with like a Scotch-Brite pad.
Oh, okay.
And then wipe it down with alcohol.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Okay.
And then, but a big mistake.
It's a good degreaser to do that beforehand. Yeah.
Well, alcohol just works fine. Isopropyl alcohol. I think I use 92%.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I do that, but a big mistake people make, and I still do this when I start getting frustrated, is if it's not starting to stick to the top of the potentiometer, I start kind of swirling it around.
Yeah.
To get it to stick, and then that's when you kind of get that little mess going.
Yep.
And so, but if you really want it to look nice and shiny, when you finally get it going, just pull the soldering iron straight up.
Oh.
And that'll create that shiny chrome top.
Like a little, because of the gravity kind of.
Yeah, it just pulls it and just pops it right back into like a little dome.
Wow.
Hey, Peggy.
That's a good tip.
Well, thank you.
That's the hardest thing to do too, is to get that back of that heated up a little bit so that you can solder to it without killing it, right?
Yep. And there's, and people were amazed. I mean, I used to use like 400 degrees,
Yeah.
but I'm using 750 to 800.
Okay.
But I'm also not putting the whole thing on where it's going to heat up everything. I'm just trying to do that spot.
Yeah.
But again, once you get it flowing, and if you can hold the wire down with your hand, but with the hard wire though, solid core, it's a lot easier because you can bend it. You can bend it, and it kind of stays there.
Yeah.
But just make sure when you're done, just pull the soldering iron. Don't slide it. Just pull it straight up.
That's a good tip because I definitely would have gone like this.
Yeah. Well, I always did too. And then a friend of mine, oh God, probably 30 years ago, showed me that. Wow. He's like, you wonder why mine always look like chrome buttons? I'm like, yes. How do you do that? He's like, this, flip.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, that works.
Is
it 100%? No, but it's it's more 85% of the time you'll get that little nice shiny top.
Yep.
And the sad part is you'll have people look at some of your solder joints, whether they're good or not. I mean, as far as connectability.
Yeah.
But they'll say, "Oh, you don't know how to solder." Well, the main thing is you don't want a cold joint, so you don't want that. But you can have a good contact one, but it'll just look messy. So that little popping it up, kind of takes care of that most of the time. So there you go.
So I have three more solder questions.
Okay.
Because you watch people solder online, they show you how to do it, and they all go, "Don't do this. You're just wasting solder." And they you put the solder on the end of the tip of the thing, and then they go solder, right? Not 10 seconds later, they're gonna solder something. Guess what they do? Every single teacher I've seen on YouTube say not to do it does it, and I was taught that you need to heat the solder up somehow. You got to do it somewhere. So why not like that and just get going?
Well, when I do the multi-strand wire, obviously I twist it.
Okay.
And then I will put the solder on the tip and create a little solder ball. And then that's what I'll use to put on the stranded wire. And I'll hold it there until it melts in place.
Now, when you put the soldering iron, like say on the back of a pot, you get your solid core wire and you get your ball in the end that you just described. You put it down and then you put the heat on the pot, or
what I'll do is I'll have the wire there and I'll put the soldering iron, and it also depends a lot on what tip you use too.
Okay.
So I use the one that's like on an angle. It's flat but on an angle.
I know, I can picture it, yeah.
Okay, that's because if you use a point tip, which I used to use, that you'll never.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
right, it'll take question number 2.
It'll take you forever to heat up a top of a pot with one that comes to a sharp point.
Yeah, I have a nice soldering machine. It has temperature and a whole bunch of other stuff. I got a heat gun, like all that stuff. The only thing I don't have is a good solder sucker.
I had one extra, but I sent it out west.
Yeah, they're cheap. And there's an electronics place down the street. I get on my bike and go get it. Yeah, so you just answered another question. I'm like, I've got this really nice soldering machine, and I got the tiny little tip. I can't heat up shit with it.
That's why. Because you're just trying to heat that. Broken. No, you're just trying to heat up that little precision point right there with that. So you need. I'll show you.
That makes total sense. You're trying to transfer all that heat through a tiny point. That makes total sense. So then I was trying to like flatten it to get stuff hotter. It never really worked out. All right, Ron's solving all of my issues right now. Solid core.
So these are what I usually go for right here. Hold on, let me solo this.
Okay.
Focus. Come on, focus. Focus.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah, see how it's like on an angle?
Yep.
And flat?
Like half a screwdriver or something.
Yeah. So that's what you do.
Cool.
That's what you need. And then what I do is I'll put the solid core wire down.
Yep.
And then I'll lay this right next to it.
Right. Because you want to draw the heat,
Yep.
draws the solder to it. Then you got a good connection.
Yeah, so I'll set it right next to the wire and get it hot. Then I'll start feeding the wire and the solder in.
Right.
So there you go.
I used to solder these giant probes to a tester, and you could get a lot of heat on them because there's a lot of surface area, and you're not worried about frying it. The probe, because it's just metal. So that's probably why that soldering works so well with the. All right, so now here's my next question. When you've got a stranded wire, you want to use it because it's there, and you got to solder it, right?
Yeah.
When you strip your jacket, you got a nice small thing, not too big, right? Because you don't want to expose a ton of wire, right? You said you twist.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was taboo. Like you're supposed to leave it clean and like a straight cut if you could.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
No. Well, when you cut it, it's going to be a straight flush cut, unless you literally cut it on an angle. But no, I always twist. I mean, I cut it flush and twist it, and then that's when I'll put a big dab of solder, because that that flat surface will hold a nice little. And then when you first put it on the wire, it's not going to suck in right away because the wire is not hot. So you got to hold it there for a minute, and then you'll just see it absorb in, and it basically becomes a solid core wire right there at that piece.
I guess I picture the twist as like a little tension that once you're soldered in, now there's this little tiny bit of tension in there that might want to do that. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I've never had any issue with it. So let's see. Hey, Dwight. Hold on. Let's see. Greasy, what'd you say? You have an old Weller. There you go. 30 years old and still works great.
Nice.
There you go.
That's cool.
I was going through one of my dad's toolboxes the other day, and I found one of the old Weller soldering guns. It actually looks like a gun.
Yeah.
And it has the prong.
The prongs, yeah.
I thought, wow, I remember him using this when I was a kid.
It's practically welding at that point.
Yes.
So that's funny.
I thought about bringing it in and trying it. It still works. So, yeah, I mean, soldering, people get frustrated with it because if they're using the wrong tip, well, you just said it. If you're using a pointed tip trying to get the cap or the top of the potentiometer, it'll drive you crazy. Yeah. What you end up having to do basically is just try to lay the whole thing down on the side.
When you got up, I said that to the audience.
Oh, okay.
Right?
There you go.
I would try to lean it over, and then you'd burn something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not using the tool the way you're supposed to.
Yep.
You're gonna burn something.
Yeah, just get a couple of those flat ones. They're like, I'd say if it's a 45-degree angle, maybe.
Yeah. And I got those things with the little alligator clips with the bar that sits on a magnifying
glass. Oh, the helping
glass.
hands. Okay,
I got one of those too, but those sometimes that ends up being more trouble than it's worth.
I use them in certain situations. What I use them a lot for is if I have to put a solid core wire to a stranded wire.
Oh.
Then because you can hold them in there and get them. And another thing, a lot of people will lay the wires, like this, then try to solder them together.
Or you do two braided and you stick them together like that.
Well, what if you have the solid core here and stranded here, people will try to wrap the stranded around the solid.
Yes.
Don't.
Right. That's a bad joint.
Yeah, pull the stranded straight. Get something, like I have a center punch, a real skinny center punch. Yep. And I'll go in between it and kind of open that up into a circle, then put the solid core in it, and then solder all the way around it and do it that way.
Right. So, yeah, because that'll have all kinds of holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
The wrap around way.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get a good adhesion there.
Peggy,
and you'll find out later.
Peggy, you used to do soldering, didn't you? I thought a couple of years ago you said something about you used to do soldering.
Okay, so I get two more.
Okay.
Flux. I know it works. I know I was taught to use it, and I know it works. is there any difference between the flux and using the non-lead? Maybe that has nothing to do with it, but
I use flux no matter what solder
okay,
I'm using.
okay.
And she said she did a little bit, but now her eyes are getting bad to see.
And then when you're using flush, then you gotta clean it off after too.
Yeah, yeah.
Get some alcohol.
Well,
Clean
and
up after.
that's a mistake a lot of beginners make.
Yeah.
Is they start soldering and then they'll just continue, and they're
Right.
not cleaning. I clean the tip after every solder joint.
What about the piece of work?
No, I leave it alone.
Okay.
So like if I'm doing the tabs,
Yeah.
like if you're putting a treble bleed on a volume tab, then all 3 tabs are going to be soldered on.
Right.
So yeah, the only thing I clean off is just the top of the potentiometer.
Okay.
I'll just clean that off, and I'll take, like I said, a Scotch-Brite, scrub it off, and then
Yep.
take alcohol and wipe it off, and then that's good.
Oh,
tabs
Scotch-Brite.
Yeah,
Really?
Scotch-Brite. Yeah,
Huh.
the red one. You buy them
Okay.
on. You can get red and gray on Amazon for like $16, but it's a bunch of big sheets, and I just
Okay.
cut them into like 1-inch strips,
That's
and
a
they
good
last
tip.
forever. So
Right. So now, do you put the flux on the surface before you stick that wire down?
I stick the flux on the tip of the soldering gun.
Oh, I've never
I
seen that.
I dip it in there, and
Huh.
I can't. You know what? I can. Someone, who was that? Strube. Hold on here.
Hold right on.
The only problem is,
Oh, we're going to the workbench.
yeah, well,
At least showing it.
yeah, but you can see there's like a cheaper yellow,
Yep.
and then there's a Weller with a light.
Yep.
And I will say this: if you're not going to get the machine like I have up there underneath the Fretworks logo, then at least get one with a light.
Okay. I have a black box with the
Okay.
temperature settings
Yeah, that one's the same way you were saying. That also has the heat gun
and the
attachment
heat
for
gun
it
on
too.
the other
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
So let me switch this back for a minute.
Yeah, I got a power supply too, a DC supply, so I can do little projects
Okay.
and to get my own power without having to monkey a DC wall wart to for whatever project. But those are my 2 devices I have in that realm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So
But
okay.
do you have any more questions?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we did flux. We did talked about the wire. We talked about flux. We talked about my tip that can never heat anything up to save its life. Okay. Can you give any kind of tip for? Ooh. Sorry, my wire fell off.
That's all right.
For planning out the way you do the wire, because I say the one most impressive thing when I got this back from you was just how amazing the wiring looked, in the compartment. And I went and messed it up and put another pickup in, and I've done my soldering in here with the shitty soldering iron, right, and my shitty wire and everything else. So, first off, sorry, but if you do paint it, charge me to fix it. But the wiring is so good. So my question is, like, is there an approach that you use, or like a philosophy that allows you to plan the wires out? Like, do you have I start here, like I start at the bottom and go up, or I start with the most complex component or the least complex?
In all honesty, all I do is I look at the compartment, and I'll draw out the shape and where the holes are, and then I'll draw a bigger circle over the holes for the size of potentiometers, and then I start going there, drawing lines to which way. And like I said, if you look at like that I showed you on the base here, I'm doing for MPN. I don't know how well you're going to see this, but all the yellow wires are on the bottom, and they're up against. They're down on the base,
Right.
so they're out of the way in there.
Right.
And then the black is level or on top. So we got one wire comes from here and goes to that. And
Yep.
I messed up because I was going to cut the whole wire to do the whole thing. So I ended up just doing here. That's all one wire, not 4 different wires.
Oh, okay.
You just break the cable. And again, so you see here's, I don't know if you can see the mouse on here or not, but there's your shiny spots, the tops.
Yeah.
And that one kind of messed up.
Okay.
And that one messed up. So
I can't
it
see that
happens.
well enough to know.
But yeah, that's how I do it. I'll sit and draw them out, and then go there, and or you could actually make a template for it out of cardboard,
Yeah.
and push the actual pots in there, and then solder it all there,
Right.
and then put it in the guitar and do it from there.
Right.
Which I've
And
done
put
that
the pickups
before.
in the ground at the end.
Yeah, and I've
Yeah.
done that before for Les Pauls.
Right. I don't think you could do that for this, could you? Because it doesn't have a pick guard. I mean, it's not like
No, yeah,
like
you
a
can.
Strat. You can load a pick guard and do the whole thing.
Well, but no, you can do it with that. You
you can.
just trace out the basic shape of the cavity,
Okay. Okay.
and then just poke holes and put the pots in where they actually would be on there,
Right.
and then go ahead and wire it up. And
then
that's
take the
why I
cardboard off
love
and screw it in.
yeah, and that's why I love the solid core wire, because it enables
Yeah.
you to do that a lot easier.
Yep. I mean, you could even make the holes and try it out on the front, make sure it works.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it fits before you take it out.
And everybody, I thought that guitar was going to be a hard one to wire, because I actually had to do it like
Well, do
2
you want to
guitars.
talk about this one first, and then you can
Yeah, go
compare?
ahead. Well, go ahead and show them. Let me
All right.
solo you.
All right. So
Tell them what you wanted and what we did.
All right. So this guitar is a nice one, which is Vivian Campbell's signature back in like '89, I think, with Whitesnake.
Yep.
And it doesn't have a pickup over here when you buy it. It has 2 middles, and it had 2 JBs. They're the same too. So what I wanted was the same thing Vivian Campbell did, because I love my Super Strats with a single in the neck. So there's an interesting story about the way the neck joint is. See how it hangs over? I don't know if anybody can see that, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Ron routed out the spot, and I knew that was beyond me to do it nicely. I could do it, but it would look like shit, right? So send it to Ron, put that in. He didn't have the neck. He just had the body, because I'm a cheap bastard. And so when I got the guitar back, I'll talk about the switching in a second. I'll talk about the neck. This little overlap, we hadn't planned for it specifically. And I said, Bron, I have a fear. When I open the guitar and I try to fit the neck, it's going to bump against the pickup or not. And it fit perfect. Like literally, like, I mean, if you see it now, like the pickup's kind of pushed a little bit, and it's a little bit angled, like over time. But when I first did it, it was like it just fit perfect and just sat there, and you can't tell unless you feel it.
And that has an extremely large hangover.
Yes.
More than because I kept looking at all my other necks, thinking, well, we're good.
Yeah,
that
the 2
one was
dots.
Like twice. Yeah.
The 2 dots, and then like another ½ inch.
Yep.
Like the 24th fret marker hangs over the neck, and then there's another ½ inch after that. But it fit. It was, and it fit, and it went clunk, and I was like, I breathed a sigh of relief. But anyway, don't send your luthier your guitar without the neck. That's the lesson. So this what I wanted to do is have ways of switching all these things, so you get like the Gilmore kind of thing where you're adding this and this, or I wanted any combination of the 3, right? Like all 3, any 2, basically, I think is what I asked Ron.
Yeah.
And so you got 6 spots. We used 4 of them, I believe. So it's like one. You can have them all single with one of the switches. When this is in one spot, you go single. I forget which one it is, but it's like single, single, single. and then you go in the middle for both. They're all on, and then you put it like here. Then you get like combinations of this one or that one. It's cool. You get used to it once you start playing with it, but that's very complicated. And I remember asking Ron like, "Can we do something with the other two, like out of phase?" And Ron was like, "Whoa, next time."
So what I did is after I got basically had to wire it like two separate guitars, then blend it together.
Yeah.
And what happened is I created a graph spreadsheet and sent it with him to show him what positions would do what.
Yep, it's in my coat pocket that I bring with me to rehearsal. But this guitar is amazing. Like it plays great. It stays in tune like crazy. I love the neck profile. It's the first shredder guitar. I got this. If anybody doesn't know me and the story, like Keith H, the madman, awesome guy, for a year was in my chat was like, "Hey, I got this guitar I don't really use much. Do you want to try it?" I'm like, what? I'll send it to you. I'm like, you gotta be kidding! Like a year, like, and I'm just dumb. I don't even know what he's talking about, you know. So like, finally, you know, we were talking on the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll send you the guitar." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." So because he wasn't using it, and he wanted to see because I was playing with the '50s Les Paul, the
Mm-hmm.
Epiphone, and he's like, "No, no, you need a shredder. You need a shredder guitar. The way you're playing." And he was right. It's awesome. I'm here forever grateful. Um, so you want to move to you want to go tell your story now about the complication on these switches. You got a spot
Well,
part two.
it was like with everything he wanted, I couldn't do it with just the one switch.
Yeah.
So I had to put the other switch in there and then combine them to where you had 1, 2, and 3, and then you could go 1, 2, or 3 on the other one, and I used everything I could.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish I would have done was add a few other capacitors
Okay.
to give you a little different tone.
Different
And
options.
yeah, and I didn't think about it at the time.
With the other two spots, you mean?
Well, I was thinking adding,
A third switch.
well, not necessarily a third switch, but I don't know if I could get in there and do it with the other the second switch that we put in. I don't know. I'd have to figure that again. That's
Yeah.
another thing, you know.
Yeah. No, it gets complicated fast.
But I don't know why you guys keep sending me stuff that doesn't have schematics.
We want special things, right?
I guess. But the guitar itself turned out good. The route on it came out great,
Amazing.
and I judged it, and I would love to say that I had it that close on, you know, on purpose. I didn't, because I didn't have the neck. So what I was going for, or I just kept looking at photos of Vivian Campbell's and measuring between this pickup and there, and that's the only way I was able to do it without, because I didn't have a neck that had that much of an overhang on it to even use it to dry
You
fit.
picked exactly the right spot.
No, it was close. It was close.
I mean, technically, it is pushing it a little now that it's been like this for over a year, you know. But it's not much. Like it just kind of shoving it a tiny bit, you know. But that it wasn't doing that before. I would want to buy a new cover. I know I sent you like this white one, the white
Mm-hmm.
and black ones, with the junk I sent. I'll get a good one,
Okay.
a nice one.
So what color do you want that painted?
Okay, so my dad passed away this year.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He was 82, you know, or no, sorry, he was older than that. Anyway, I'll do the math later. In his 80s, and he was sick too at the end, so it was good that he didn't have to suffer anymore. But we had talked about painting this based on a car he used to have, a '73 Chevelle. Um, it was a copper metallic, and like the one that you had on the other night,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a base, and you
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, that's a late '60s Chevy color."
Yep.
It looks like that.
Okay.
But when I looked at the '73 paint chips that you get on, like, you can look online, they try to sell
Yeah.
you it did call it copper something in the '73 swatch. I don't know what that means, and it did say Chevelle, Corvette, Camaro, and the other ones. Um, but I don't. I have a gold guitar. I have a gold top 50s. Um, and so I asked my mom, "What's Dad's favorite color?" And she said purple. And I said, "Well, what kind of purple?" She goes, "Purple." Not mauve, not any other kind of thing, fuchsia or whatever. Purple. So I thought maybe purple with a black, like that. When you look at it from the side, you see like it gets darker on the edges.
So like a purple black sunburst.
Well, sunburst is the right effect, but isn't there a way like it's not really a sunburst, but it kind of looks, and I know this might cost extra, but it kind of looks like the dark like kind of fades in and out almost. So like
Well,
some angles you look at it's really dark, and then when you look at it straight on, you see the color kind of thing, and it's deeper on the corners.
well,
Just because of the effect.
what you would do in that kind of in that the edges would be black,
Okay.
and you would barely bring the black over on the back and top.
Okay.
So you do all the purple first, then do the black around all the edges, and then don't bring it over as far as they do when you get a regular sunburst.
Okay.
You kind of blend it in, but not that 1.5 or 2 inches like they normally do.
Huh.
Just keep it right there, close to the edge.
Right.
So
you showed me a Brandywine colored Mustang or Camaro. I can't remember when we were talking about colors. It's like a really deep Brandywine, and I think you were mentioning something about how it looks black from certain angles. I think that's where I got the
idea. Okay.
Yeah. So burst doesn't sound right to me. I know it.
Well, you're just talking of blending.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if I could do
like it's almost like there's a color and then there's a light on top of it.
Like a color shift.
Yeah.
There is a purple color shift, but it's purple to green.
Oh no. So. I just painted all purple before I did
that. We'll figure something. I'll experiment with some stuff and show it to you.
Yeah.
So, not on the body. I mean, I'll experiment on other things and show it, and you tell me what you want.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
You know, like just like let's make it an homage to my dad. You know, and that way every time I pick it up, I can think about it. You know.
Okay.
Kind of cool. Keith likes the dots though. That's the only negative. Keith's like, oh no, I can see it instantly, like in your show opener. It's in there, like, and you see it go by. It's like, hey, that's my guitar. You know, that's the only negative with painting it. Is it, you know, like Keith likes it this way, and I like that he likes it this way. So like that's the only negative I can see. But he liked the idea of it being a homage to my dad, so that was cool.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, like, what I just gonna ship this to you in the hard shell case?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and if I can get a way to get an infrared heater big enough, you know, I could put 1 or 2 of the bodies in it, then the wait time to get it back would be drastically cut.
Oh wow.
Because I end up on some of them, and like Rich's guitar, where I'm going to have to cover. Let me get you out of solo here. Sorry. Where I'm going to have to put a lot of clear on it to cover, so you don't feel where the polka dots are.
Oh.
Same thing on Cece's guitar.
You can feel them now almost. Oh, you can.
Well, on Cece's guitar, I actually, if you look, I had the 5150 logo.
Yeah.
And I had to put that on the painted guitar. So obviously, you know how thick a logo is. You know how much clear I had to put on that to where you did not feel that logo?
Do you want me to guess?
So it took a long time to dry.
Yeah.
But if I can get if I could even make some kind of almost like an oven, but with an infrared heater.
Yeah.
Where I could just hang the bodies in there, turn on for, you know, however, 6 hours, 10 hours, and then it's done.
Yeah, like a spinner too.
Well, I wouldn't even need that, I don't think.
No.
But yeah, it would come into. It would be. That would be great to be able to do that. So right now, I have the paint booth, and I should be putting it out. Like I said, by the end of by May, by the end of May,
Right.
everything should be up and running right. You
Right.
like that
I had
color?
that in my mind to get that to you before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can't.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I definitely like solid colors.
Because I know before we
designs and
talked about
graphics.
something like with a racing stripe.
Yeah, I'm gonna give up on that. That was the orange. I was
Okay.
gonna do the metallic goldy copper with black stripes. I did a red base with white stripes. So I think I'm probably over that now. Yeah. Well, the the guy that helped me do the stripes like wasn't happy with the work and wanted to do it over, and I thought it looked fine. And like, yeah, you look close, like you could tell. Um, I loved it. My friend uses that base.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, no, it's a great base. So I think I burned out of that idea.
Let's see.
So the other thing is like, how do you make the purple like so that it kind of reminiscent of my dad, but I like it. You know, it's like
Well, there you go.
that's what I got to think about. And I thought if it had that black hue on top of it, like that you saw through it, it might be interesting, but maybe not.
Well, I've done two or three color shift guitars, and one of them went out west
Yeah.
and basically got destroyed once.
Oh.
After all, oh yeah, it fell over and stuff fell onto it, and
Huh.
and then I did, and that was like I can show it actually. Well, as a matter of fact, it's in the intro here. Hold on.
Huh.
You'll see it because I kind of like you'll see it looks like pink and gold.
Okay.
Right there. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, flashback.
I don't know if it shows up again or not.
Here's mine.
No. So,
Saw the nice one.
yeah, yours is in there.
Couple times.
Yeah, I put guitars I worked on in there.
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show some of the stuff that I've done for the channel.
Yeah.
And but I can't. I can turn the volume down.
You too loud?
No. I mean on here. I have the where hopefully it will show the whole.
Oh, for the video. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let me turn the volume down, and you'll see it's a 26-second video of that guitar, and you can see the color shifting. Let me turn this light off for a second, and you can see the color shifting effect. There you go.
Cool. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's pretty dramatic.
Yeah. Now that does not look like that now.
Okay. It could all bash to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
And Peggy was supposed to get that guitar. So that was October 2024.
Okay. Wow. That's cool looking.
Then I did one that was like a blue. I think it was like blue to aqua, and then there's a purple one that goes purple to like a dark green.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all.
So
Cool. Yeah, probably just a deep purple of some kind. Hey, what about the purple that's on the Deepest Purple album? There's that purple Strat, the black pickguard.
It's been a long time since I've seen that, but I
Oh,
can.
we should look at that. That's iconic in my, you know, formative years.
Let me
That
see.
album.
Wait, hold on. Let me look here.
That was a formative album for me. And it wasn't the guitar, it was the keyboards.
See if we can see the cover. Oh, well, they're showing it, but it's not.
I'll go to Google Images.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Oh, I got it. It's kind of hard to tell what the purple is. In some of these. Deepest purple.
Yeah, let me do this.
That was the greatest hits, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me share a screen here for a minute. I'm learning how to do this.
You're doing great. We love watching.
Thank you. Okay. Now, let me solo that. So this is
Yep.
purple colors.
I gotta say the one that has the word purple on it on the right, that's above, yeah, right there on the right.
Right here?
Yeah, that's probably the purple my mom's talking about.
Not this one?
The
deep purple color?
I don't know where your mouse is.
Right here on the bottom left.
Okay.
It says deep purple color.
Oh, okay. I see it.
But there are so many.
I like the deepest one better for sure. Where your mouse is.
Right there?
That's a cool purple. Yeah. I like that. I even like how the one that the fade in the sky there, it looks like a sky.
Right here?
Yeah, that kind of looks cool too. I better be careful if I talk myself into a burst.
So wait, deep purple, let's do car colors.
One of my favorite guitars you did is the Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah, look at this one.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. See how, like on the edges, it looks brighter?
Yep.
Because of the way the light hits it? I would love
Well, that's a metal flake.
Okay.
That's what's giving you that lighted effect.
Can we do that?
Yeah, well, that's the one I was showing you on that guitar, but it didn't show through on the screen very well.
Okay.
Yeah, like this. Let me get rid of
that's
this.
freaking killer.
There's
Yeah,
candy pearl, deep purple.
You don't do candy, do you? I know.
Well, I
like
do, but I try to talk them out of it because you get a scratch or a ding or a chip, then we got to redo the whole thing.
Right. No, I'll follow your advice.
There you go. Look at that one.
That's amazing. Can you blow that up?
Let me see. Visit.
That's kind of what I mean by like it looks black from an angle. And then the flat shiny, the corner shiny, I guess it's a corner shiny spots.
Yeah, it's not going to let me do that.
No.
So that's as big as I can get it right there.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a minute. Right there.
Nice. I can zoom my screen too. Yeah, that's it. That's a purple. That's the effect I was kind of talking about. I just don't know how to explain it. It's the black's in the middle instead of on the edges, the way I kind of saw the burgundy one you sent. But that's so what? It's the same idea.
We can do your pickups in that.
Fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a question. Like, what pickup cover options are there? Like, should I put the JB back in it?
Well, if you're going with, I don't know, ask the chat.
Yeah. Chat.
Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt. I do like that Kurt 5150.
There, look at that. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, I can. All I see is a.
Yeah,
your,
hold on. I gotta share this. Share it again. Wait a minute. Hold on here.
Your avatar is up.
Hold on. Let me remove that and share. And let me add it to the stage. And then highlight it. There, look at that.
Oh. That's cool.
So that then you have over here, these they're like supposed to represent car bodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bunch of
That
stuff that
top
we could
left
do.
is awesome.
That
The top left one. Yeah.
and that is
It doesn't even look real.
Pavo Purple Shimmer Candy. That's
Yeah.
candy.
Oh, okay. I follow your advice on that. Oh, if you don't want to do that because it's bad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just look at that one.
That's cool too.
So what happens is you just get like I did that candy apple red on that bass, and I asked him, "Do you play live with the bass?" Yes. I said, then I would recommend us not doing that.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I want. I said, well, okay, I understand that, but if something happens, I can't just touch up that spot. It will never match.
This one I got the nitro because I wanted it to get old. This one.
Mm-hmm.
This looks good when it gets old, and I play it rough, and I put it down. I don't baby it. You know what I mean? This one
Yeah.
I want to do that. This one I want to be nice and stay that way.
Okay. All right, so we'll do that then.
Yeah. So the question we have for the chat, right?
Yep.
Everybody out there is, I've got that covered pickup from my Epiphone in there. I swapped the JB with that because now I have a JB in the Epiphone in the bridge, and I got the softer pickup in the middle, which I think is a better match. To get kind of a balanced tones all over the place. Because otherwise the JB in the middle is like it's not that remarkable. Like it doesn't do anything so different
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of matters. It's kind of silly. But the way I've got it here, I've got more options. But I could see the benefit of having this kind of pickup in here, and we could change the colors of the
So basically,
covers.
chat. What color? If he goes with that purple body, what color? What should he do for the pickups?
Yeah. Because I'm kind of open. Like I don't really know what would be cool.
So everybody in the chat, now's your time to vote.
I have not been looking at the chat. I'm so sorry.
And then, I had put stainless steel. I rebuilt that Floyd for him also. And I put stainless steel in it. But let me show you this, Michael. Hold on.
Steve Vai lavender colored ones we got. Thank you, Russell. White from Peggy. Excellent. Gold covered pups from Mr. Mick. Someone agreed with Russell.
Okay, Michael, if you look at this is also stainless steel, but they're gold or they're purple.
Oh, wow, neat. Yeah. Yeah, you replaced the blocks in this one too.
Yeah, well, we got the blocks, the screws, and the locking. They're all purple.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I did that because, obviously the purple kind of
Matches,
runs right through the tremolo.
That's nice.
So that's an option also.
All right, so they're saying candy apple plum, and that goes over metallic paint. For Russell was saying that earlier. Guessing it's clear purple over silver metallic. Purple over gold goes brown. I remember learning that when you do models when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like the base color, you put gold and put red on top, or black under silver, things like that.
And before the oh, by the way, let me put this back in the chat again. And I'm just doing this to promote Mrs. Mick's work. And again, I thank her so much for this because I didn't plan on apparel, but they surprised me with it, and
Yeah, that's so
and
nice.
everybody wanted some, so I sent them a message.
Yep.
So we could do. There's so many things you could do. You could look on Reverb for DiMarzio pickups,
Okay.
and they have all shades of purple. DiMarzio has a bunch of colors
Sound.
if you want that, or you can custom order Seymour Duncan's, but that a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was just thinking about the covers, but so oh no, because these you'd have to. Yeah. Okay, that's more complicated with the humbuckers
Mm-hmm.
because they're part of the mechanical piece,
Yep.
whereas these are just slid on top.
I mean, you can buy covers for humbuckers.
Yeah.
You can get gold, chrome, or you can get
Oh,
the
maybe that's
plastic
the way
ones.
to
And,
go.
you can get the plastic ones and paint them, but the paint will wear off.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's- and I'm aggressive when I play too, so like I use metal picks.
At least you're not using an LED shovel.
I'm usually using my fingers, but when I use a pick, it's usually really heavy or really thick or metal.
So yeah,
Cool.
there's a bunch of options out there, but
Yeah.
in the end, it's what you want. It's your guitar, so
Right, right. Yeah, that's the only other option that would be kind of cool I was thinking about. I don't know if it would be worth adding to this one, but like a little switch that has the indent so you can change like different cap values, like you were saying.
mm-hmm.
So you go click, 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 and there's all different ones, and you just pick one that you like the sound of.
Because I showed on one of the other shows where I actually took a regular tone pot,
Yeah.
took it apart, and right in the so when you got it when you're looking at it where your three lugs are in the front,
Yep.
directly in the back of that in the middle, I literally cut a groove through the carbon.
Oh, sure.
So I broke it into two spots, two sides. Then you put one capacitor on one side, one on the other. So when you
Yep.
have it, when you have the volume, or when you have the knob back in the middle, you're getting the sound of the pickup only.
Oh,
Then
that's
you can
clever.
then you can turn it one way to get the other sound, and you still have an area to sweep it for intensity,
Wow.
or you can go that. So you're getting three sounds, and you're not drilling anything else in the guitar.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, how many can you get?
Yeah. Well, you could do more if you. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I think you could do one more, but so it all depends. And then on MPN's or not MPN's guitar, CC's guitar, that 5150 themed thing I did, which is right here. See if there's a photo.
Yeah, Russell's talking about the DiMarzios too. Thanks, Russell. Take a look.
Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but if this was a Kramer Beretta special, and it's one pickup, one knob, no switch. CC wanted here's another one I had to do, Mike. So I had to cut that in there, and I didn't do it with regular tools. I did it and showed how I can do it. Because the idea behind this guitar was for kids to do it, and I knew
Okay.
kids might not have the proper tools,
Right.
so I did it with a drill and X-Acto knife.
Wow.
And so we added a switch to that one pickup, and it's basically the same thing I did with the pot. So the switch all the way back is just the pickup.
Yeah.
In the middle is the pickup and one size capacitor, and then up is the pickup and the other size capacitor. So you're getting
Right.
three sounds from one pickup. The only problem was I didn't have a bunch of different capacitors at the time, and he sent two that he wanted. but they were like the same value, so there wasn't that much of a change between the two.
Hey, MPN.
So, hey, MPN. Well, Michael was just saying how he likes your Cosmo guitar.
Yeah, that's. I was almost tempted to say, could you do that?
I can.
Yeah, no, I think I think I'm gonna go with my dad's theme. That was before he passed away, and I was thinking that.
But the Cosmo guitar, for those of you who haven't seen, here is the front of it.
So thank you everybody for the feedback, Peggy, Lewis, Russell,
And, we're talking
Cheryl,
like
MPN.
looking through the Hubble telescope type deal. That's the
Oh
front.
wow, yeah, that is so cool looking.
And I wish I would have added the red that I have on the back to the front.
Yeah. Yep, I could see how that would be cool.
So I can do more of these, but no two will ever be the same.
Oh sure.
They're just like a crackle paint job. No two will ever be the same on those.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching a rat video the other day. It looked like one of your guitars that you have painted. I'm like, that looks like Ron's work.
Yeah, I've done quite a few over the years.
Yeah, it was Warren, I think, his guitar. Pretty sure. Yeah, it had the like the red bloodlines like all zigzaggy all over it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's kind of cool. It was black.
Yeah, that initially had supposedly. Oh, I forgot. I can't. Right before the show started, okay. Michael was here, sitting right there watching, and I went to pull this mic down because I figured I'd be here at the desk and use the mic instead of the headset tonight. And I grabbed it and went to pull it down, and it broke. You saw the whole thing.
Right before the show.
Just collapsed. So I actually have a clamp on there with tape around the clamp holding it here. I just can't move it now. So.
Hey, Jim. Sorry about that.
Things happen.
I'm really blind, Jim.
Let's see, Jim or Michael. If you don't know, Jim is James. Used to be James, Peggy's.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, no, I know who that is.
Yeah,
I didn't know by the
Jim.
name, though, on the screen. Oh, cool. Thank you, James.
So yeah, but I can do the Cosmos again, but they're never going to be two alike. There's never two crackles that are identical, which is what I used to say before on the other show. If you guys are going to buy a crackle guitar off of Reverb, tell them you want to see the photos of the actual guitar you're buying.
Oh my
because
God.
A lot of times they'll use a stock photo just because it's, black and yellow crackle. And you get the guitar and it might be it'll be black and yellow, but the crackle is completely different.
Okay.
And I like the bigger crackle blending into smaller, but a lot of times they're a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And I know so every one I bought online, I'm like, no, that you got my attention right here. Is that the one I'm getting? No, that's a stock. Okay, then show me what options you have. And then I picked that one.
Yeah.
Because when I got the green and black one from Dane, which, by the way, let me show this real quick. Dane is my good buddy here. So there we go. Dane had 3 different black and green crackles. So he actually he had his son take a photo of him holding it up going 1, 2, 3, and I picked which one I wanted.
That's awesome.
So that's a hint there, because there are no two crackles alike. If they are, then it's not real paint. It's a vinyl wrap.
It's funny. He used to be never a ship. It was a big joke for a while.
Yeah.
But
now he will.
Now he will. I'm glad he did it on his own terms to figure it out when it was right, to do it. I know he let some people do it on the side and still said he wasn't doing it and kind of tested the waters.
Well,
you were probably one of those people.
Yeah, I got 6 of them that way. And the bad part is we used the same box. So it went to
back and forth.
yeah, it went from Phoenix to Ohio, from Ohio to Phoenix. It did that for 6 different guitars. And well, I actually had 12 guitars because I traded him 6 for 6. So it had a guitar in it each way, so 12 times total across country before it finally gave out. Then we couldn't do it the last time. We had to use another one.
I'm hoping I saved one. I don't know that I did. I just moved.
Uh-oh.
I might not have saved any boxes. I might have just, pulled the Band-Aid off and threw them away. Because
Well,
cardboard boxes is not something I want to look at.
I have to ship that bass to MPN.
Yeah.
And I don't have a box writ, but tomorrow I'm getting 2 boxes from him, so I'm just going to use one of his boxes and ship it right back to him.
I'm sure I'll have a friend that'll have one, or go up to Guitar Center and ask them if they got an extra one. They throw them away all the time. So.
Thank you, Jim. He's watching on a big screen TV saying the graphics look good. Again, everybody, like I said, I'm learning how to do this as I go because for 3 years I've didn't run any of them ever. Nothing at all on either show.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you like EV Mux better than the other one, but you're like, I don't know. 'Cause
well,
you probably didn't do much of the other one.
I did free on the StreamYard.
Yeah.
And the free EV Mux has a lot more free than the free of the StreamYard.
Right.
Plus, you got full HD, where StreamYard, you didn't get it. You got 720.
Yeah.
So
I pay for the StreamYard.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I end up buying this, and it was like half the price of StreamYard. So
yeah, I agree.
this
Peggy
is like
says
20.
You're doing a good job. I agree with Peggy.
Thank you. Well, like I told them from day one when all that happened, you guys are basically here on the ground floor, and we're just going to build it all up together.
It's been fun watching you. Like you can tell you're enjoying yourself.
But it is hard to do 6 days a week. I will say that.
Yeah. Well, that's your choice.
Yeah, it is. And I know, and now I kind of know what Art Bell felt like. He did 7 days a week and did all the scheduling and everything himself. It's like, man.
Yeah. And the fake callers probably too. We've got Janice calling in from Ohio. Hi.
So, let's see. Jim says your studio looks amazing.
Yeah, thank you, James.
So there you go. Oh, and I did find the. Wait a minute. Before I say it, where did it go? I was able to find the giveaway tool on here.
Nice.
So we are covered for giveaways when we reach the 500 subscription mark.
Nice.
Billy Ray donated a yellow Strat style guitar. It's 3 singles and they're red. The pickups are red. The body is yellow. The pick guard is black, and the 3 knobs are green.
Huh.
So it's definitely got an 80s / Steve Vai theme going to it.
Yeah.
And I've never, played it. He told me it plays fine. There's no marks on it. He showed it last night on the show. It was great. Nice. And Billy, out of the kindness of his heart, decided to donate that guitar to help this show. So at 500 subscribers, we're going to, whoever's in the show the night we do, in here, I have the wheel of names. We'll put the names in there and pick, and then what they'll do is send me their address. I will forward it to Billy, and again, Billy is a police officer, so you don't have to worry about anything. And then, and then he will ship you the guitar. So you get a free guitar, free shipping, doesn't cost you a thing. You don't have to join anything or join Patreon or anything like that. Just sub, and that's it. And then he said he's going to do one at 1,000 too. So
hey, there's Billy Ray right there.
Yep, all good. Yep.
And Malachi, what's going on, man?
Yep. Mad Hatter and Peggy are going to fight for this guitar. So there you go. So we have, Billy is doing that for the channel, and you guys get a free guitar. It's helping me out. Mr. and Mrs. Mick did the web store for me. Great. Again, I didn't even plan on doing that. I really didn't, and I didn't want to wear it, 4 days in a row, or 4 shows in a row. But yeah. So
I know how I pack a guitar, and I know what I would do. But let's hear it from you. Any prep steps, like some people slacken strings?
I don't.
I don't either.
No.
I was wondering if you had any other like tips that I might not know about.
You're gonna put it in the case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would still, in the case. Is it a fitted case, or is it just like an open area and it slides?
It doesn't. It kind of goes a little bit like this, but it's pretty tight. This part is fitted.
Okay,
the
so I would
fitted.
wrap the headstock a little bit.
Okay.
In paper, at least paper or bubble wrap.
Okay.
And then just make sure it's in the case. Great.
Yep.
And if you want to, you can even lay just one thing of the bubble wrap over top the whole guitar and close the case on top of it.
I was wondering, like, put something under the strings so they don't smash into the frets.
Well,
maybe?
I'm going to polish those again for you anyhow.
Or does the case take care of that?
Case would take care of it.
So even if it got
Yeah, I mean, you could put paper under there if you want to.
There I am slamming it the way I'm saying. I'm going to protect against this.
I don't want it to have this like happening. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, it. Some people put paper under it. Some people put cardboard under the strings. To me, it doesn't matter. But once I have the neck off, it's gonna come back to you all fresh and new again anyhow. So
cool. Well, yeah, I just don't want to make other damage I don't have to.
But the big thing is just, if the body is fitted but the headstock still moves,
I believe that's the case.
Yeah, just keep that locked in place as best as you can.
Yeah, the top is free, but the bottom is fitted.
Okay.
It's a Kramer case too.
Okay.
I think it came with it.
Hey, Brian.
Or
Steve?
he bought it with it. I'm not sure which.
So did I'm sorry if I missed anybody coming in here.
Oh, yeah, we got Brian searching for tone. There's a new one.
Yep. Steve Gunner, my brother from another mother.
Lewis.
So, do you have any more questions, Mike?
No, I mean, this is pretty much it. Like we think we have a plan. You kind of found some purple I like that matches what I was trying to describe so feebly, fumbling around. I know how to ship it. There's no timeline. We got to decide what to do with the pickup look, maybe.
You can buy gold covers on Amazon.
Yeah.
For humbuckers.
Now
and for the single coil.
With the purple.
Yeah, gold and purple. Yeah.
And then, okay, so I'm trying to look like you got the silver offsetting. The blocks you put in, the screws are silver.
Well, if you go with the purple kit, you get all that in purple. Everything you see silver will be purple. The screws, the blocks, and even the little screws up front.
Okay.
It's all that purple.
The reason I brought that up was how does that look with gold covers?
Well, if it would be purple and gold, it'd go together.
That's what I was saying. Like,
yeah, kind of like Crown Royal.
But it's almost like if you get a gold kit over here, it might fit the pickups better.
Oh, gold. Okay, gold. Yeah, you can do that.
Because then it would match the pickups.
Yeah, I'll show you. Well, I'll show you what they have here. Let me look. Hold on. The upgrade kit.
What kind of tuners? Whatever the Kramer put on them.
Okay, so here's well, just do this. Let me share this. Again, I'm not the fastest at this, so bear with me, everybody. Okay, now you come down here and add it.
Malachi says if he wins, he'll forfeit it and give it to Peggy.
Okay, you see that? There's the purple.
Yeah.
There's the gold. You got green and regular silver, which you already have. Blue, red, and then like they call it burnt chrome, but it's kind of like a rainbow type deal.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I see the gold and the purple. Yeah.
And let me show here.
Yeah, I almost feel like if we did the gold on the bridge, you'd almost want to go with gold cover. I mean, purple covers.
Yeah.
Like gold covers, gold pieces. Purple covers, purple pieces. That's what I mean.
There, you see them right there.
Yep.
So everything's gold,
Yep.
and then again, then here's the purple. Same thing. It's just all
Right.
purple.
Yep.
Wait a minute, get that out of there.
Yeah,
I
I do
don't know
think.
what I
I
just
think
did
to
there.
me, that I think they should be the same. The bridge and the pickup covers.
Okay, so we'll go with gold.
Except not the black. Not the black part. That stays.
Okay. All right, let me get that out of there.
So now this uncovered pickup, we can cover it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I should include the other pickup in the box and not bother soldering. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Put the JB that in from the other guitar in here. Just put it in the box.
Yeah.
Rather than me.
Just make sure it
undo it
doesn't
and mess
float
it up
around,
worse.
and yeah, make sure it doesn't float around and hit anything.
Right. I just don't want to mess it up worse.
No,
You know.
that's fine. That's fine. Well, yeah, but see, now it wouldn't be so bad because you know you need to get a different tip and all that.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I won't have such a hard time. Plus, I put it in, and it's probably easy to take off. Yeah, man, we'll see. I'll bet you I get in there one afternoon and switch them.
So this isn't mine. I just wanted to show this.
Yeah.
As we talked about a treble bleed a week ago.
I don't like treble bleeds.
I think Derek was here, and I don't think he's here right now. Yeah, Derek's not here. And at first, I thought they didn't do it, but when you do a treble bleed like this,
Yeah.
you have to shrink wrap from here down on both sides.
So it doesn't short.
Yeah, because sometimes this ends up laying back against the potentiometer.
Yep.
So, but at first I thought they didn't do it. Now it looks like it's got clear shrink wrap on it, especially right there. See how it's like a haze around it?
Oh, cool. That's a nice touch.
So, but yeah, it's simple. Treble bleeds are simple to do.
I'm not a fan. I want my treble to turn down when I turn it down.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And same thing with the volume. When I turn the volume down and it gets darker, I'm happy with that. I don't want to bring that bright back. All you're doing is defeating your volume. But
All right.
that's just
Thank
my
you, Peggy.
opinion, though.
Well, Michael, you want to talk about what you've been up to and other shows you've been on? Go ahead and promote them. I'll spotlight you. I know Puppy will be happy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I go on Puppy Badass's show a lot. You guys check him out, Puppy Badass. I know a lot of people in here know him. Definitely go check him out. We do the round, go around and around. You know, where you play to a backing track and they switch off every 8 bars or something. It's a lot of fun. So been spending a ton of time over there. I was on Ben Coombs' channel last night. His Thursday night show for years was on Monday night. It's gonna be Thursdays starting this week. So we did a 420 show last night. It was fun. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It was funny. But that's it. And I'm making. I'm going to be doing live shows soon. I'm making a product to run the shows, and it's just I've been dreaming about it for a couple of years. So that's why I keep putting off going live because I have my own ways of wanting to run the show. So I'm making giveaway tools, quizzes, games you can play in the chat. You guys can answer questions and compete against each other, and then we do the giveaways and things like that. So it'll be fun. That's coming.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Probably in the summer. Yeah. I got a couple months of testing to do first.
You going to be doing any recording or anything?
All the time. Well, the band my buddy's band, my friend's band, were Sublimbic, Sublimbic. They have a gig in 2 weeks. I unfortunately cannot do it. I cannot show up, which is a bummer, but that's okay. So soon I'll be getting back to that too. So there'll be live shows with them, which is pretty awesome. I got 11s or 12s. So this is right now. I think I got 11s, but I want to try 12s. But the Kramer, I think we go with 10. But the telly, I want to fight with that. So I put heavy strings on it. You want to see me beat the shit out of that telly? Turn into Ed's show on a Sunday or a Saturday. I'll be right there.
Yeah, he's invited me. I've never been able to make it on time. But he's invited me quite a bit on the shows.
Yeah. You want me to show you the tool? Can I show you it?
Yeah, if you want. Here, let me.
Let me bring a browser up. Let's see. The name is temporary because I don't know really what to call it yet. But so how do I share?
Let's see. I think you. Well, I know on StreamYard you'd request it and I'd have to approve it. I don't know about this one. Open chat. Can you go to share? You got the microphone, the camera, the settings, and then the screen. You see that? There you go.
Still solo, I think. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, here. I'll solo it.
Yeah. So
there you go.
This is a product I'm making. Been working on it. I'm proud of it. We get all these animations of different types. So like giveaways. So like it's got the classic wheel too. Like you can just spin it. It's a ring, and it goes away. But mine reads the names in the chat, so you don't have to type them, and you can take them in and out too. So if somebody doesn't want to be in it, you can move them out. So lots of stuff like that. It's just a bunch of cool, fun tools like polls. So you can ask the chat to vote, and it works. And the host runs the show, so like you can start voting, stop voting, show the results. But this is what I do for a living. I'm a developer. But the coolest thing is you set up your shows. So like I've saved a bunch of those objects to my show here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like announce something coming up. Like, wow, trivia is coming up in 10 minutes. Things like that. Oh, no, that one didn't show in the. You can do it in a separate window or a separate tab. And the idea is you'd put that behind your EV Mux or behind the StreamYard, the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
You share it just like you're doing my screen now. And your in StreamYard and EV Mux, you can put your cams over that with a custom layout, like OBS kind of, but on the web. And you'd put this screen behind the viewer screen behind you.
Cool.
And you can, but when you're not doing a segment, there's all kinds of backgrounds and stuff you can save off and things like that too. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but like you can make your own ranking screen. Like this is a silly one I did with pizza images just to play with it. So you've seen shows where they do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tiered list. So I've got that going, and you just basically put links to images in here, and you add them, and you can drag them up from the drawer up to the top. But the viewer doesn't see this screen; they see the viewer part. The host sees this screen,
mm-hmm.
and the viewer sees the actual, just like a clean view of it. And there's a bunch of chat controls. Oh, you can't. It's not showing that. How come? I'm stuck on that other screen for some reason. Where's that? Oh, I'll do it there. All right. Yeah. So there's these chat controls. So you can do I've got this thing I call the boo button. So you do like : and the command boo, and it'll boo or cheer, right? And you could just customize these to your heart's content, and then all the other kind of commands I'm suggesting that do different things. You could like run a giveaway with the commands, but you get to say whether the audience or the host is using it. So you get to control who can do it, each different type of one, and then you can test the chat here and see the chat go by. You hook into your YouTube channel. I don't have one running, so it's giving me an error, but Twitch. I don't know what Kick is, but I supported it. But because I don't save any images on the server, there's no media that you can like upload and save.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it wicked cheap. And I'm not building the AI into the product. I'm building the AI prompt generator into the product so you can use your own AI and not have to spend the money with me. So I end up being like a tenth of the price. So if you look at some of the other ones, so here's the comparison. So like Streamlabs and Stream Elements are popular ones. You've all seen those in the chat. So there's a comparison chart, and those are the. So I'm charging $3 instead of 27. You know, because I'm not storing anything except
Yeah.
pointers and text. So I did that on purpose to save people money, and to try to undercut all those products. Because I know I've seen these on sites all over the years, but
Yeah.
everyone's always using the free version. I've never seen anybody pay, and I think there's a reason for that.
Brian wants to know if that will work on the EV Mux platform.
Yes.
There you go, Brian.
You can either do it through OBS or do it right in EVMux. It just depends where you want to edit it. So I'm looking for YouTubers that want to test this out for me.
I'm one.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Because I just want to get all the kinks out of it. I'm gonna use it for a couple of months with my own, and then once I think it's in good shape, then I'll bring some people in, try it out.
Cool.
I'm a little worried about because I'm a known person on YouTube. Like I know this is silly, but like I go to the giveaways, like I'm worried like people are gonna go, yeah, you rigged it. It's like fucking shut up. You know what I mean? The code is in the browser, doesn't run on the server, and you log in through the Google SSO. So I don't get any Google credentials. I think I'm gonna spend the next 5 years explaining that to people, like why it's safe and it's not, gonna hack them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they logged in with their Google. That's a safe way to log in.
Wait, spin that again, or do that. I like how that one looked.
If I go back, replay. Do you want me to go full screen?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of them. There's some bowling ones, racing car ones. There's one where a guy shoots everybody.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. But the thing that nobody will ever see, well, maybe somebody will, is I made a editors. So, like the game editor, you can make your own quizzes by generating an AI prompt that you tell it what you want the quiz to be like.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a prompt for you that will come back where this will understand it, and you just paste it in the box, and boom, you've got a trivia game. So you could say to the thing like, give me the hardest jazz 1950s, of this style you can give me, and it'll do it. And then how many questions you want, and it goes burp, and it spits it out.
That's neat.
But this I got to show you this thing here. It kind of floored me when I did it. Where the Tune Maker? I think that's yeah. I made a keyframe editor. If you know anything about animations, it basically can edit all those animations in here. I'll create them from scratch, and then the stuff will move around the screen. There's a particle emitter I put in it, and it's all on the web.
Wow.
And thanks to AI, and that's my job now has changed. I'm an AI coder now, because I used to be a coder. Now I'm an AI coder, but I can get things done. It's like I've got 3 guys working for me. It's awesome. But because I'm a web developer, I know what to tell the thing to get the right thing out. So, and eventually everybody will be able to do it. But right now, it's like in this perfect spot for me to use. So, the fact that I've got an animation editor in here that knows how giveaways work and all that, it's just crazy. So that's what I've been doing for the last month.
Show some more. Go ahead and.
Yeah, what would you like to see? Pick something.
Show whatever
whatever your game show.
There we go.
Oh Lord, I'm off the wrong screen. Yeah, that's not how you do it. You gotta have one view screen.
Oh, okay.
And then, so I might have to unshare and reshare so you can share the viewer. Let me do that. Yeah, let me unshare.
Okay.
And I'll reshare again with the viewer instead of
the. That's freaking cool, man. Seriously.
I'm proud of it. So All right, so I'm just simplifying my screens. I got too many up. All right, so I'll bring up, let's see, a game show. How about a simple one? And I'll launch the viewer. Okay, the viewer is in its own tab. That's good. That's okay. So I can come to. Oh no, it's not okay. Hold on. It's a new product, so even I got to learn it. I got to pick window, and then I'll say show and viewer. Okay, now it's not a window. What the fuck? That's why I got to do this before you guys. I mean, I literally got this working like days ago. All right, so if I go to shows, I'll go to my show, go to a game show. That's what we want, right? So there's the one with the guitar. Game shows, guitar, show and viewer. All right, now I have to share that screen to stream EVMux.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, that's the wrong one. That's media. So, yeah, I think that's it. Okay,
All right.
it's requested. So now I can come back here, and I'm running it on a different on the main screen, so I can say show it. I can have timers or not timers. I don't like the timers pretty much for a live show. I think that you can make it in the lower third and put the cameras. Let me try that. Let's go back. Ah, what happened? Back to admin. So I got to get used to it too. Game shows. Okay. Did it change the question?
Well, now you're back to the main
Yep.
screen.
Yep. Sorry. That's all right. We'll just go with this for now. There's a lower third version, but we're not going to have time to edit the camera and EVMux right now anyway to show everybody. So, like, then you just, people will answer in the chat. So you do like colon, and the letter, like A, B, C, or D. And it'll show your answers. It works too.
That's cool.
And then you can you reveal the real answer. And then after the game is done, you can go to the next question. That's the next one. Now, these are real easy. Because these are the one day I made first. But then you show the score and who. And if there was a winner, it would have showed you. There's all kinds of different effects like these fireworks, confetti, and things like that. So that's it. What else? Let's show something else, different type.
Yeah, go ahead. Show the racing or the bowling. Dude.
Okay. Let me search for bowling. And here we go. All right, so I'll say show and viewer. And I haven't done this yet. And it changed it. Yes. All right, so it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is missing for some reason on that. They saw the 5 and then so it'll knock like Peggy could be up there and boom, you'd smash Peggy out, right? And then Malachi, bang, To me, that's a show. So if to have all those things ready to go in your show thing and they're all lined up, you don't have to chase who's in your membership list because it's all there. Let me show one of those.
Okay.
I'll show friends and patrons. All right, patrons and members. So how about this one? It'll say show and viewer. Go. And it tiers them, and you can adjust what the group names are. Like member could be anything. You can have different tiers, and if there's a lot of them, they scroll and they come in. There's a bunch of different styles too. So like this is just one style of like 50 for this type, and that now you don't have to play with it. You don't have to like fuss. There you are.
Yep.
Let's thank the patrons. Oh.
And you can get all this for $3 a month.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I'm not saving any media. You have to point to outside stuff. Because I just if people ask for it, I'm gonna have to set it up and charge them more. But I would like to be cheaper and undercut everybody. Because I don't think anybody pays for those services, and they because they're too expensive.
Well, definitely put me down on this.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ron. I didn't think we were going to talk about this. I'm kind of psyched.
Lewis says Peggy's pen will be made of rubber and the and bounce back up. Peggy has won more prizes in the last 3 years than anybody.
Oh, and there's a reaction tab. So watch this. I'll do a bonk bonk. So you know, and there's tons of these. But those come up on top if you want them to. So like the game show could be there, but you could put that reaction on top, and it just goes away, and you keep your game show still there. And I also have some positioning. So if you're in the game show and you're in the lower third, if you picture the bottom of the screen is the quizzes, the cameras are at the top. On the top right, you could have a space to announce stuff. So you could say like, "Hey, in 10 minutes we're going to have this coming up." So I made that work so that any of the other kinds of objects for later in the show you can call to like and say, "Hey, this is coming up." Announce.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so there's a cool announce feature with a bunch of touchdown. Let's see, show and viewer. It's just so many cool little fun stupid things. But I've made the editor and I want to go through all the animations and make them tight and make sure they actually do something fun. Each one.
Cool.
I hate how it did this Atari box on all of the first ones I did. I'm gonna get rid of that. Like the Atari games, be like the picture and the game name here. Some of them take forever to go away too, because like the projectile won't hit anybody. So like this guy will shoot, it'll just miss forever. Things like that happen. But
That's probably Peggy's other name, Cosmic Racer.
so let's see. So polls. Let's do a poll. And I can do start the voting. So now the voting is turned on, then I can stop the voting, and then I can show the votes.
Sweet.
Yeah, everything that I've watched you and some other shows for the past 10 years that I thought needed organization, basically, like all the live streams I go on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I would love it if they had these tools and it was like a tight. I'm always like make the show tight, make it fun. Dead air sucks. And or you like someone fumbling around to look for their patron list, like things like that, or they forgot to edit the card at the beginning, and even though you went up to the highest member level a month ago, you're still not up there, and you get pissed. I'm not talking from experience, anyway. Um, I didn't think I was
I
gonna
think
dish.
we know who you're talking about.
I didn't think I was gonna dish tonight, but I did. And I just thought this tool would be perfect for those shows.
Yeah,
Like,
because it
and
like
and
basically does it for you,
and I've been
right?
dreaming about them the whole time. Like that I'm watching these shows, like designing how it could work. So like, here's you're gonna take a break, like you're gonna take a pee. There's some that have some funny sayings on them. I was thinking of like the movies when you had the intermission,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of make some cartoons for
The
those
popcorn
for
and
an
stuff
intermission.
walking around.
Yeah,
See, I could use that.
yeah.
Uh, Tone could use that.
No, yeah. $3 a month. That's my goal, or 24 or something a year was what I was thinking of.
There you go, guys.
So I appreciate everybody taking a look and giving me feedback. I like it. Oh, and I got a referral thing added into it, but I haven't worked that out. Well, there we go. Thank you,
That's
Ron, for
pretty
letting me
cool.
show that. I really
Hey,
appreciate
no
it.
problem. You're more than welcome.
Yeah. So I can't take that out. You have to.
Oh, okay.
That's something StreamYard probably does better. When you unshare, the thing pops out.
Well, it whatever you did, it popped out on its own right here.
Oh, it
down
did.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just took a minute, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that's pretty cool. So I'm sure you got a couple guys right now that want to do this.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna go down to Puppies, in Connecticut, take a ride down there. I actually went and visited him a couple weeks ago, and helped him with his Boss GT 1000. He had one to set it up, get it right. It was in demo mode, and it kept resetting on him. So he'd be using it for a few minutes, and they're like, "What the fuck? It changed." So I went down there and we figured it out. It was in demo mode. Somebody probably reset the firmware,
Mhm.
and Boss probably has demo as default when you reset, which is dumb because the end user doesn't care about selling your equipment. But
So cool.
yeah,
Well, let's do this. Anybody in the chat got any questions for me or Michael about his guitars or his program? I can tell you this: I will be using that program. Not as much as some of you guys will, but I figure since I'm learning now, if I learn using that, it can only help later on down the road.
yeah,
Right. So okay.
yep. And you've got the list on my comparison matrix to go check out the others because they might have some good stuff. The Stream Labs and the Stream Elements.
Steve wants to know what
Thank you,
your
Peggy.
channel name is.
Michael B. Live. Can I go grab it? I could go grab it. 1 second.
Yeah, just click share and I'll add it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go go to my channel page. All right, how do I view my channel? Here's a video. And go here.
I got no problem promoting people on here.
Well, thank you, Ron. If I paste it
You're
in the
welcome.
YouTube chat, you probably get it as a approved thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I think it went in.
Did
Unless
it?
it's high, unless it's lying to me, not
No, it's
letting me
there.
know.
I see it. It's there.
Cool. Well, you have your settings low.
Yeah. Again,
Go ahead and paste it, people.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you'll learn to tamp that down a little bit once the spam comes in. But YouTube's been pretty good with the spam lately.
So there you go, guys.
They had that giveaway problem for a while. Thank you for anybody that subs. Appreciate it.
Well, if you like that guitar blue, get a photo of it because it's going to be changed.
Yep.
It's going to be purple.
Deepest purple.
So there you go.
Dan.
But if you got any questions about, and when we talked about soldering, we talked about his Telecaster, we talked about the Kramer right there, and then he graciously showed us the stuff, the program that I really like, and I don't know jack crap about any of this stuff, so I'm actually learning it as I go. I mean, I was happy to get this background thing working.
Yeah.
So
it's groovy. Literally.
Like a big lava lamp laying outside.
You should have had it yesterday for the 420 show.
Hey, Dave.
What's up, Dave?
So yeah, it's pretty cool. If you guys got any questions, let it ask us. Either one of us. That's part of the reason why I'm here.
Oh, and if somebody's clever enough to see the name and go there, it is there online, and you can use it, and there's no payment hooked up. So like, it's in test mode. So like, you can literally go in and sign in, and just click purchase, and it gives it to you. It doesn't purchase. You know what I mean? You just get it. I unhooked all that stuff just to test. But you probably don't want to do it now, unless you want to look around, because I'll wipe the database a lot right now when I fix a bug. It's like, oh, wiping the database is easier. Just clean slate from the beginning. So if you do make a user, you may or may not save anything you do because I'm in development mode. But you're welcome to go see it if you want. But
there you go, guys.
No pressure.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, anybody, any questions at all? We are almost at 2 hours here.
Woo. That's 2 nights in a row at over 2 hours.
I did 6 hours the other day,
Oh, wow.
and and what happened is the it stopped. It was I reached the limit, so it automatically shut me off at 6 hours. 6 hours and 4 minutes.
I think this is the longest stretch of me going on every day. So I think I was on puppies on Saturday, Sunday, Ben's last night, and yours tonight. I think that's a record for me, 4 days in a row. And it was twice on Sunday, but I think one of them was private. It's hard to know. The boxes look all the same, and we play the go around with the music, whether it's private or public. So kind of feels the same, just sometimes as an audience.
Let's see, Dave, Ron. I know you know how to buff clear coat. Did you paint the crackle guitars? The ones behind me? No, I did not paint those. I did do. I'll show you.
Oh, is that Zach? Hey, man.
Zach's in here. Yeah.
Zach's a good friend. Plays on Puppy Show, sometimes on OU 812 Saturday night. Zach has this handmade acoustic. It's unbelievably beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah. Zach's in Canada. And so he did some really nice telly, Les Pauls, Strats. It's just the best stuff. Knows how to pick a guitar.
There you go. Okay, so I did do this one. I did two Kelly crackles. Let me shut the light out because that seems to help a little bit. Let me solo here for a minute. And this one's kind of neat because around the volume knob, it looks like it's worn down from turning the volume, but that's just how the crackle turned out.
Okay. Oh.
So it's blue, white,
Yeah.
and black. Or blue and white with black crackle. So I did that one.
Huh.
And I got like all the different size crackles on the front of the guitar. And then I did this one, trying to replicate my lava crackle from years ago on another Kelly.
That's brilliant.
And you could see the reflections of the gloss in here. Hold on. And yeah, like this right here.
Oh, apparently Zach has two custom guitars. I'm just thinking of the one.
So you don't feel, on this one, you don't feel the crackle at all. It's smooth as can be. On the other one, you
Really?
wanted to feel the crackle.
Yeah. I could see that wanting to.
Yeah, and and see, there's a clear coat on that one, but it's not that much because he wanted to be able to feel that. So
David
see
Edward
right
has
there.
a question for you, by the way, just so you don't forget.
See by the volume. Hold on. Okay, if you look like right where the volume pot would be, see how that wore around it? And but that's how it dried. And that couldn't have been in a better spot. I can't copy this if I ever tried.
You think it has something to do with the hole?
I don't know. It might have been
bet you
like
it does.
Probably the wood is probably a little dented there, and you can see the blue underneath of it up there. And it was funny because he's had this now for a couple of years, and now the blue is really, you kind of see it here on the front, the lower horn, but now it's really standing out on it. And this guitar now has two DiMarzios in it. And then he got another guitar off of me, and it was funny because I had this in the garage. And I was sanding it down to paint it. I was actually going to paint it I can't remember the name of the color. It was a base coat, clear coat. It was like a plum blueberry type deal. So I had it sanded down like that. and he happened to come by the garage. He's like, "Wow, that's cool." I'm like, "What do you mean that's cool?" He goes, "Well, wet it." So I wet it down to sand it, and this is what it ended up looking like, wet.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I love that. Can you just clear over that?" I'm like, "Well, I could clear pretty much over anything." So here you can see the clear,
Just
but it's wild because
it became very vibrant with the water. The clear, I mean.
so the clear is smooth as can be, even though it looks like it's rough.
Yep.
So he got it and actually bought it off of me.
Huh.
And then I ended up putting it all together for him. Hold on here. So I've done all kind of different paint jobs over the years,
Yeah.
but this is what it ended up looking like. And it, like I said, it looks like you would feel real rough, but it's smooth as glass.
See, that's the thing I don't have any of in my person. That ability to take, I don't know what you call it, random things smudged around and like see art out of it and
Mm-hmm.
like make it look amazing. And yet clearly that's exactly what you did.
And you can see the reflection on the clear there.
Yeah.
So and he gets more compliments. Actually, the same guy has all three of these guitars. The lava one, the white one, and now. And that's what he uses when he plays. And he's like, every time he shows up with the Kellys, they're like, "Dude, where can I order that?"
That's sharp looking.
So, thank you.
Like even when you're doing the hollow flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like when I see you doing it, I'm like, it looks like you're doing kindergartner paints. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing finger paints.
Yep.
Yee! And it
Well,
comes out awesome.
it was pretty cool because Billy Ray, learned how to do that from watching me,
Yeah,
and now he's doing it for other people and making money with it.
that's awesome.
So, I help somebody. That my only concern is to help people. That's it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, that's what you've been saying. That's
and
what this
it's
is for, right?
yeah, exactly. Or I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like I don't have the Patreon thing. You don't see a QR code to send me PayPal money. Not that doesn't it doesn't interest me.
Right.
I just want I'm retired. I got nothing to do, so I can help people. That's what I'm looking at.
Right.
And being able to help you guys work on your guitars, or once I get the paint booth everything working, I can even put a camera out there now because the ventilation won't have to worry about overspray on the camera, and I can show you guys exactly how I'm doing all these paint jobs too,
Yeah.
and laying the clear out.
I'm looking forward to seeing the booth.
All right, okay. Well, I can show you a picture of what it looks like. I mean, from
I've seen you show the picture. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I'm saying when you're working, like it'd
Oh,
be
okay,
cool
yeah,
to see, like, hey, I'm spraying today, and look, like
yeah. That's
you know,
that's exactly what I plan on doing. Is that, take you guys out there so you can see the whole process.
Yep.
So that you're not only seeing me strip the guitar part here, take everything off of it and prep it. You're going to see the paint, the prepping, the painting, the sanding, the buffing, and then the reassembly. So you're going to see everything on it.
Yeah.
And if that helps you guys out, that's what, then I'm happy. That's it.
And we appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
I mean, how many things did I learn tonight about soldering? I should have known. Jeez. Solid core wire. Use flux. Put the ball end on the wire.
And get the tip, get the wider.
Use the flat tip, not the stupid point that I've got now.
Yeah, the point tip. Yeah, because I started out that way with the point tip, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my God, this is taking forever.
I felt like what is wrong with this thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is worse than the friggin' Radio Shack one in my toolbox as a a stopgap for gigs. I carry the little one in my toolbox, a small toolbox, and get to gigs in case something happens.
Yep.
And everyone's like, "Oh, you don't happen to have tools, do you?" And I get to say, "Yep."
Well, it was when towards the end of the band era, because grunge killed all that anyhow. But I ended up always being our own guitar tech,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where the roadies were loading more of the guitar tech tools than they were. Well, I did take 3 stacks with me everywhere though, but
Yeah, and I just got this little box that's portable. It's got everything you would need to fix a guitar, on the fly. And
yeah.
little parts.
Let's see, David. You
You did
learned
get a
something.
question. Yeah.
Okay, soldering iron to heat frets, loosen the glue before pulling them. Yes, you can do that. A lot of people do that. I personally don't, unless they're really, really glued in there. If you have, because you could take a very fine point exact. I gotta get the screensaver off it because he keeps doing that. I get a real fine point X-Acto knife, and I'll slice right under the fret on both sides.
Yeah.
And then if you have a good fret pooler that's actually beveled at the right position and everything, which Stumac makes one, then you really don't have that much trouble. And then they also make a 20 and a 10 gauge. Well, I have the 20 and the 10 gauge. When you start pulling the fret up, you can slide it underneath the fret and it'll keep from busting out. But I have done that, but only when they've been extremely glued down in there. So yeah, I did a show on refretting about a month ago, maybe. I was doing it on a Jackson neck, and I showed some stuff there, and Matt, I think you even said you learned a couple things on that show, which if I help one person, that's fine. That's I did something.
Yeah.
Because I was always this is what I told the West Coast guys. You probably never met somebody like me, because I was always the one, and I kind of lived like it would be. And this is an old poem. I don't remember, or not a poem, but an old quote. I don't remember who said it. I just remember it. But it would be a shame to die without winning some kind of battle for humanity.
Mm.
And I've always kind of lived by that. And to me, helping everybody here or anybody watching, help you save money, help you fix your guitar, show you how to refurbish an old guitar. That all saves you money. Billy Ray took the Hollow Flash and making money with it. That's helping people, and that's to me, I'm winning something. I'm winning some kind of battle there somewhere.
Yep.
So, hey Scott, welcome back. So yeah, that's just what Crackle Lewis. You want me to? I'm going to do a Crackle job.
Garguts is here too.
Hey Garguts,
What's going
I
on?
am going to do a Crackle paint job on camera on here for everybody.
And hello, Cosmic Sunbeams. Bong hit to you too.
So yeah, but it's just that's how I've always been.
Garguts wants to know what you call the lava rock color design.
Okay, I don't know. You know what? Let me see if I could find. Hold on here. Let me see if I can find. Because I have photos, but they're not going to show up.
Yeah, Brian has some crazy stories about giveaways. If you want to know why it can go bad, ask Brian. It's not his fault. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying people suck. I don't even know the full story. I think I heard about it after the fact.
Okay, this isn't exactly a great photo, but when you say lava crackle, instead of it being one color, hold on, let me share this now. Which this is it's a kind of crappy photo, but you'll get the idea here. Hold on. Let me share the screen with this. Okay, now I gotta go back here and add it. Okay, a lava crackle is not just the orange. It's actually a blend of orange, red, and yellow. Just a blend of the colors all over the guitar, and then you spray the crackle on it, and then as it separates, you start seeing the yellow, the red, and the orange, and it kind of looks like lava. So I was trying to replicate that on that one Kelly because I had the Charvel 3DR lava crackle, and unfortunately, we were playing on stage and took a break. When I come back from the break, it was gone. And right next to it was my ESP, which cost 3 times as much at that time, and they didn't take the ESP. They took because the ESP was just yellow. But the lava crackle really looked cool, and again, they don't all look the same. So that's there's no two alike. But let me see. I have a photo here. I've shown it before too. Here we go again, not being able to find the photos. I know, Peggy, I need to make the photo albums. But I have a photo of Cole holding the actual guitar that got stolen when he was only like 16 or 18 months old. And he's going to be 38 next weekend. So that tells you how long ago it was. And this was the most perfect lava crackle I've ever seen in my life. And I'm pretty sure that's why they took that one. So
the density kind of flows around, right? So where it gets close together, they're all close together, and then it kind of spreads out.
Yeah, and it just the skill to it. Well, you have very limited control to the way the crackle hardens. I mean, you can spray air on it and kind of get it to harden quicker as it's just starting to separate. And
you do that if you like how it looks, or if
you just let it go and go and go, it'll crack until it hardens, which could take depending on the temperature and humidity, it could take a little while, and you end up with a bunch of little crackles, which I don't like. I like the bigger ones.
Does the paint shrink?
No, the crackle was you'll have the guitar whatever color you want or colors. Then you spray it with the crackle, and what it is, it's black. You can get any color crackle, or pretty much any color. And you spray it, and it's like you're painting the whole guitar. In my case, it's like you're painting the whole thing black.
Okay.
And then
over the other color.
Yeah, over the color or colors, and then within 30 seconds, it starts separating. And if you just let it go on its own, it could go for quite some time, again, depending on all the humidity and temperature.
Okay.
And then you end up with a bunch of the little crackle, where I prefer the bigger stuff. So I kind of like spray just air on it from the spray gun as it's starting to dry to kind of stop it.
Right.
Well, okay, this isn't the best picture of it, but you can see here how it was more this. Okay, that is considered a lava crackle right there. That one, but it's not a very good.
David's asking what kind of poly enamel, or the other word he used, use over crackle.
I use
I know
polyurethane.
Yeah.
And that was mine. You can see the difference in the yellow and the red and the orange. how bright
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
It was more yellow up here, the red, and yeah, I I was sick when I come back from the break and that guitar was missing.
Oh, that stinks.
So when I did this one, I was trying to recreate, with the red, the yellow, and the orange. So if there's a photo here of how I did. That's how I kind of did the body. So that's how I did it right there with the red, the orange, and yellow, and
Yep.
then sprayed all over it. And then as it started to dry, you can see that was right when it first started to crack.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but there's never two alike. You can never duplicate, never get it duplicated.
Yeah. Is it susceptible to gravity? Like if you had it at an angle so stuff slid? Or does it not
I
slide?
I don't know. I never tried that. I just sprayed it and let it hang like that and did it. But yeah, you can get it, and again, you can, as it's starting to crack, you can spray air, just from the spray gun, and kind of like what you're basically doing is putting a hard cover on the very top of it, try to keep it from cracking and spreading.
Yeah.
One I love in here, and I tried to buy. This was a couple years ago, and by the time the guy got back with me, it was already had been sold for like a week and a half. It was over in England, and I was like, man, because this was like the ultimate one for me that I would like. Got a bunch of pictures of your Kramer on here, like, and yeah, I wanted this guitar really bad, and I had saved up quite a bit, and then sold a couple things to make sure I had the asking price. And then but it was over England, so I kept sending messages saying, "Hey, it's still listed. Doesn't say it's sold. Do you still have it?" And I don't know if he was, well, they call it on holiday, but I don't know if he wasn't there.
They take a lot of them over there too.
And then I got a message back from him. He said, "Oh, sorry, I just saw this. It's been gone for about a week and a half." I was like, "Oh man," because this was like the ultimate, as far as I'm saying, the big crackle that I like. Let me try to find it here. I found it scrolling up trying to find the one of Cole with mine, but here it is. This one. And that's a lava crackle. So you can see, like, up here on the top of the guitar, the bass side, you can see more red. Then it's orange, then more yellow. But I love that bigger crackle like that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I like the one that had the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that has a mix too. There's like
Yep.
this a section with the close. It looks cool.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, man, are you kidding me? So I never.
He never did. He ever get back to you?
Yeah, he got back to me after it was gone.
Oh, okay.
Here's that berry burst plumber, that base coat clear coat I got, Michael.
Yeah.
That's my buddy's big thumbprint right there. It's not in the paint. He was just holding the guitar there for me.
Oh, there's like paragraphs in the chat.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, I do all kind of painting stuff, and I'm pretty much not afraid to try other stuff as far as painting goes. That's like when I did the Cosmo for MPN. Um, I had never worked with literally throwing mica powder and glitter. I mean, I've had glitter mixed into paint, but to put it in my hand and just throw it, I had never done that before.
That's what
Which
I
is
mean
how,
by that randomness, like you're
yeah,
creating art, you know?
yeah. So I had that, and I had mica powder, of whichever color, and threw that on. Then I would grab that same color glitter and try to throw it in a different way or whatever, and
Right.
then go over with all the different colors. All this before the paint was dry.
Yeah.
Hey, be good, matter. Be good, Mad Hatter.
See you good, Malachi. Be good. See ya.
So, yeah, but it was just I told him I'd try it, and then I was like worried about, well, how much clear am I going to have to put on it? Because obviously you don't want to feel the glitter, and it turned out great. That was actually he's got not only one of a kind, he's got the very first one I've ever done.
It looks great.
Thank you. So did I miss anything in there?
Oh, it looks like Russell was a coder too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. You should do the vibe code and you don't have to write a word. You just talk to it. It's awesome.
So we are we're at 2 hours and 17 minutes. So is
Yeah, I
there
should. I probably need to get going to get. I got work this week. I got a
oh,
busy
okay.
week
All right.
doing the vibe coding at work too,
Well,
which
there
is
you go.
awesome.
Hey,
It's
there's
so
Derek.
fun.
Well, Michael, thank you for being on, and
Oh,
you got an open invitation to come back.
thank you. It was my pleasure. We'll have to talk more about the guitar at least for sure.
Well, yeah,
When
that
when once you get it
and we'll get you with the right soldering gear too, so
all right.
you'll be
I
good to
think I
go.
have your address too to send it, but if I don't, email it
Yeah,
again
I will.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine. All
Um,
right. Well,
thank
Michael,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody.
Be good.
I'll see you guys later.
Bye bye.
Bye.
There you go, guys. Michael B. Great guy. Great guy. Oh, let's see. You lost your Russell. I lost my cat. Attacked no harness, but he was too big. Yeah, Michael. He was like, he got a hold of me on the other show and wanted me to wanted to know if I could put that single coil in there. And so yeah, he shipped it over and we did it. Turned out great. And like I said, it was, like I said, like he said, I didn't have the neck. So I was going by photos of only one, which was Vivian Campbell's. I'm going to say Adrian Campbell. Vivian Campbell's. And I'm trying to blow the picture up and try to figure out measurements. And it just so happened that it worked, fit perfect. We're chatting about alarms to protect guitars from getting stolen. That's what German Shepherds are for. Actually, though, Scott, I have my garage was broken into 2010, so 16 years ago, and they took almost $21,000 or $22,000 worth of my tools. They took most of my Snap-on and Mac stuff. They took my Binks, all my Binks spray guns, including the one of my father's he got like in the early 60s that they don't make anymore. Yeah, so they took all that, and I had my bass boat in there, and they took everything they can get out of it. They took out of it, and so I hadn't had a dog for a while. I had him growing up. Then when we first got married, then we moved to Springfield. We didn't have one, so we got back into getting German Shepherds, and I put put movement alarm in the garage. Now, 16 years later, obviously everything is upgraded. So there's literally the entire house is completely covered with video, 24/7 video surveillance, motion detectors. Um, the garage is all four, so you can see anybody coming either way, the alley or the garage, two garage doors, or the windows. The windows have now been barred from the inside, so you can't get in them, which is how they got in it last time. And there's cameras inside, high def, all high def stuff, same thing, plus German Shepherds. So, like I said, she can make it across the yard in 2 seconds. Can you? So it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. So, and they got fingerprints and know who it is, but it was never able to catch them. And it was a group of guys. So yeah, I mean, it's instantly something comes in, it comes up on the phone. Then I got instant recording of it. Yeah, I'm not going to harm her either. I mean, I teach concealed carry classes in defense, and that's the first thing I tell them. Property is not worth a life or going to jail. So, so at one time we had 3 shepherds at once. But the diva, which I've showed pictures before, Peggy has seen photos on Facebook, the long-haired one. She was trained to go for she can go for the throat or your groin and get it and hold it. Then she would just wait for the command to either take it or release, which was in German. So yeah, I've taught law enforcement and military personal defense, handgun and shotgun. So he's a frisbee dog. So there you go. Yeah, but dogs are, and what's funny is you'll see a lot of people say, well, I got to have a big dog. The little yappy dogs are some of the best as far as deterrent because they just won't shut up. So that's one way of looking at it there. Yeah, my buddy Jed, here's literally something that happened to him maybe 2 months ago. And him and his fiance were at a local Walmart. And I guess they were walking, and this other girl come flying by, smacked into their cart, said some kind of obscenity, and shoved their cart and walked by. Well, his fiance yelled back at her, and the girl stopped, turned around in Walmart, and pulled a gun on her, on Jed and his fiance. Screamed at him, put the gun away, took off walking, stopped, turned around, and pulled the gun a second time on him. So it was all caught on camera, everything. the girl's in trouble, but they still have to go to court over it. But she's going to jail for that. But the bad part is, I told Jed, I said, you would have a hard time telling anybody that you feared for your life, because Jed is literally 6'10", 400 pounds. So, but the girl ended up being, there's something happened, and she got arrested, and she lost her license. But there you go. No, they don't, Derek. It's sad. And Jed did not have his gun on him that day. And he's like, now that it happened and he thought about it, he's like, good thing it didn't, because she'd have pulled her gun like she did. I'd have pulled mine. He said, then she probably would have shot because I had a gun. He said, I would have shot back. But again, I said, at 6'10" and 400 pounds, you're going to have a hard time saying you feared for your life. So, yeah, there's all kind of security, just all kind of things. But the cheapest is still a dog, if you don't want to go with all the high tech stuff. And I never really worried about it before, because this was such a little town. But the people who did it weren't from here, and I don't know if they had, because I've always been, I had my Chevelles, my one drag car, my other 3 Chevelles out back before and in the garage, and I was never one to leave the garage door open so people riding up and down the alley could see it. And I was never for that. And I think, for whatever reason, we had the door open, because there's sometimes, every summer I will power wash the floor and everything. So what happened is, I really think they came down, because every now and then just random people come down the alley. A lot of times it's junk guys looking for scrap metal, but you never know. So I think what happens, they got down the alley, and when it was open, and saw all the tools, the bass boat, and all that stuff, and then that made me a mark for them, and they did it. There you go, Russell. That actually sounds good. Barbecue chicken. There you go. Cool. So, any other questions, anybody? And do you guys like the background? I initially never did any of that. Then when Michael and I were here before the show started, I was like showing him some of the EV stuff, and he kind of liked that. So I was like, yeah, I'll leave it on there. But I did do the banners. So here's the one for Dane. Russell, thank you for hanging out, man. So I am a big fan of Zim's guitars and Dane. I think Dane's a great person. No, I've never met him in person, but I've talked to him many. Kind of throws your concentration off. Sorry about that. I thought about it. I talked with him many times on the phone. over the past couple years. Made some great deals with him on guitars. Sent him some stuff, and he's from Ohio. You know, he was raised about almost not quite 2 hours from where I am, and so I get along with him really well. Scott, are all my guitars Jacksons? No. With the bigger screen. Oh, I can take that off. That's no problem. Hold on. At least I think I can. Background. Yeah. There, how's that? And I can do this. Is that better? No, I love Charvel and Jackson Scott, but I have Fender, Gibson, ESP, J Frog, Sandoval, Chapman, um, actually I a couple Keys guitars. So yeah, I got a little bit of everything. I got my father's '59 Les Paul Jr. hanging on the wall up there that he actually bought in like January or February of 1960. That and the amp. The amp is right here. It still works. All original tubes, everything. He paid $147 for the guitar, case, cable, and this Gibson amp. Or corner Gibson. Derek, I don't know anything about those actually. So I can't help you. Yeah, all my Jackson Pro soloist, well, except for the rainbow one. Well, I can't believe I did that just right. The rainbow one's got a maple neck, but the other I have five pro soloists, and the other four all have a real nice ebony fretboard on them. 10K for a V. I don't know if I paid 7 for a Sandoval, so I can't say too much. Although that's 3,000 more. Oh, Scott, wait a minute. You might find this interesting. When I ordered my Bones guitar from J Frog, uh, I like thin, wider, but thin necks. And I always had an idea to have a flat back neck. So when I ordered that, that's what I wanted. He's like, I said, I want it to be flat. So I'll show you. And it's so freaking awesome that when people come here and play it for the first time, I don't tell them. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then after about 5 minutes, they're like, my God, I want my guitars to have this too. So here. Oh, Chubby. I didn't know she was back here. I didn't hit her. Come close. Chubby. But this neck is completely flat on the back. Come on. Wait, let me turn the light down. Dang it. If I turn it that way. There. Completely flat. There's no curve, no hump on the back of that neck at all. And that is so awesome to play because my thumb rides on. So you got curved, then there's your line where it's flat, and the line back to the curve. My thumb lays right on that line. Great. This is hand carved. Put your fingers in it. It's not the. Although the Firefly version, obviously, it's definitely a cheaper version, but they did it kind of respectful. That's kind of cool. This one is like, and these aren't glued on like the very, very first one he made for George. This is all hand carved. Flat neck is really different. Yeah, I've never tried one or have even seen one, Derek or David. And thank you, David, for the comment about the background there. Changing backplate. Oh, by the way, MPN, the 2 guitars will be here tomorrow. So I will get your bass. Depending on what time they get here, they'll be out either tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. Well, Derek, a lot of, well, I'm not going to say $7,800 worth of it, but a lot of that is the name. Sorry. MPN is a Ibanez guy, Scott. Yeah, that is, you take a level and it's completely flat all the way down. And it's just, I don't tell, well, anybody who watched the show knows, but when people come here and they don't know nothing about it, I hand it to them. They're like, oh my God, what is it? It just throws them off for a second. Well, again, people are going to say, if you got a Charvel made in San Dimas in the late 70s, early 80s, you could get it for $500-600. Now, if you want that, you're going to pay $4,000-5,000. Is there any difference from then to now how they're building it? No. Difference is obviously inflation, price of the wood, and everything. Because Randy Rhodes's Sandoval that Carl made for him in '79, he charged Randy $750 to build that entire guitar. And I don't, he says he can't get the wood for it for that price anymore. I don't know. I didn't argue. I got the chance to get one. So add an extra zero to that, and that's what I paid for that. And $5,000 for the bones. But I was working then and not medically retired like I am now. So I couldn't do it now if I had to. Matter of fact, and I'm not going to say which one it was, but there had been a guitar on Reverb I had been watching. And I've watched probably 10 or 15 of them over the last few years. And then I was saving to get one. At the time, the mirrored soloist came up. The first one that I bought. Um, Good night, MPN. Thanks for hanging out, man. So the and I got taken. It was a scam. So I paid for it and got a tracking number and everything, and it was delivered to Cincinnati, Ohio, not here. And I couldn't get a hold of them. They never answered, email. So Reverb ended up refunding me the money. So I was saving for a different guitar when that mirrored one popped up. And then Greasy was generous enough to make me an offer for his mirrored. So I was able to buy that instead. And I did not, again, pass on these one particular ones I was trying to get a hold of. So a couple of days ago, I found another one. I've had it on my watch list. And it was basically less than half price. But I didn't have it to buy it. So I just sent the link to Billy Ray. And he bought it. So it's coming to him. I won't say what it is. I'm sure. Well, I don't know if he said it or not online or whatever. But he'll probably show it. Well, I know he'll show it, but but over the last 4 years or so, I've watched probably 10 to 15 of these go. So yeah, but I sent the link to Billy, and he sent me a text. Is that a good price? I said, dude, that's a steal. And then he played a joke on me, like, well, I went back to it was gone. And I clicked on it and said it was sold. Oh, yeah, he'd bought it. So it's definitely a cool guitar. So I'm glad he got it. At least somebody I know has it. Jim, if you're talking to me, well, thank you, sir. You're welcome. I like Michael B. I really do. I always did. So, and that's why I said I want to get you guys in the chat. I want to get you on the show like he was. You don't have to stay on the whole time. If you want to stay 15 minutes or 2 hours, that's up to you. So far I've had Billy twice, MPN once, and now Michael B once. So, we'll go from there. And I trust you guys. I I trust people till they show me not to trust them. So there we go. But I think it's interesting, and I want to get you guys involved. Cool, Scott. 79 Strat. Sure she's not behind me. Here is the 59 Paul from Les Paul Jr. that was my dad's. I gotta get up. Sitting down for a long time hurts to get back up. He had the choice. He said, when he bought this, to get this one or the one they called TV yellow. But he didn't like the shade of the yellow. So he bought the red, the cherry red. This is completely original. It's got Mark, you know, he's had it since 1960. All completely, never had a broken headstock. Uh, this one's bent. This one's bent a little bit. Or no, these two. This one and this one. And I'm afraid to bend them back because that's the original tuners even. And here is the amp. My dad, it'll be, it's actually next month coming up on a year that he passed away. Ow. And this is, that's the very first guitar I ever held as a kid. As a, you know, there's pictures of me, you know, 12 months old holding it, if that old. And here's the amp that came with it. It's got the tremolo effect on it. All original tubes, original speaker. Look at the plug. Maybe. Even the original cable and plug. And it still works. Just he doesn't know when that broke off. Original handle, leather handle. Still in decent shape. Got some marks on it. So I had a guy come here. The case was like that. The case looked like the fake alligator skin, kind of like a brown, reddish brown. It was basically cardboard with felt lined. It just disintegrated. So the case, but he got the guitar, the case, the cable, and the amp for $147. All brand new. But so I had a guy came here, Scott, and threw $12,000 in $100 bills on my bar over there, wanting to take that home with him. Excuse me. There's no price. Oh, there's no price on that guitar, as far as I'm concerned. Trying to keep this from breaking. So it's going to go from me to Cole. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Cole would, you know, as a little kid, put some of the markings on that, but that was, well, he was probably 3. So that was 35 years ago. It was marked up. How do I feel about a made in Japan Charvel neck on a Korean Sunset sandblasted Charvel body? It's all Charvel, no longer original. No, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Actually, you might actually get more out of it because the neck is a made in Japan neck. I have the same well, I don't have the made in Japan neck on it, but I have the right back there. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to get $100 extra out of it just because of the neck. You called it sunset? I thought they were called sunburn because they're red and yellow. Yeah, this one's made in Korea, but my green one's made in Mexico. So I love this guitar. I do. Oh, you just got it? You just got it and you want to sell it already? You related to Billy Ray? Uh, you know, I think since they went with the pinwheel truss rod, they're pretty much all the same, Scott. Martian, there he is. I assume you're talking about the guitar, not the animal. I'm looking for a Charvel Floyd Ready all maple neck to put on the green one. This thing, these both these, this one and the green one, play freaking excellent. But I want a maple neck on this one. This one I took the Seymour Duncans out, which I know that's blasphemy, but I put Lawlers in it. And this one is made in Mexico. Turn the light up a little bit. You can see it's pretty color green, metallic. So yeah, this Lawler took about 6 months to get those in. So I just want to put a maple neck on this. I'll trade somebody ebony for a plain maple. Oh, it's beautiful color, Jim. You can't really see the metallic in the light here. I don't think you can. A little bit. So, oh, Jaguar. I didn't think about the car. All right, everybody. Well, we got 7 minutes left, and we're coming up on 3 hours. So we'll call it there. So the last 7 minutes, you guys want to talk about something? Jim, you're welcome. Or do you want to hear a song? You guys let me know. Derek, song. Oh, Scott had a question. Yeah, I answered that, Peggy or Dave. I said I think they are now with the pinwheel truss rod at the bottom. I think they're all pretty much the same. But I haven't taken those two necks off, so that would be a good thing to check because they're both Korean and Mexican. So I would check in. I could check that. Anything else? I know before Scott, back in the 80s and through the 90s, they were all the same. But again, that was the truss rod at the headstock. He was just asking about the heel. And that's why I said since they went with the pinwheel adjustment, I think they're all the same. But I could check. Have I made AV8 style guitar? You mean painted one? I mean, I did that EVH inspired one for a viewer, but I've never built one myself. I did this one for a guy, and then I added a kill switch to it, and still single pickup though, and a three-way switch with one knob and one pickup to get so you can get different tones out of it. I did make this for one of the viewers here, and I made it kind of worn and relicked, but there's 5150 decals on the back. You cannot feel them from the clear. Then I had to like scuff it up and all that stuff. Did the headstock too. Put the kill switch in. Can't turn like you can see it. Drilled and edited, put the kill switch in, and then I did. You can kind of see it here. So everything on that, and it's got a Vega trim on it. So everything that you see on that guitar marked was all done on purpose. So I haven't built one per se. And if I did, I don't hate me on this, guys, but I don't like the Frankenstrat. I like the 1984 version, like the Hot for Teacher guitar. So if I was to make one, it would probably be that way. So and no one's other than that, no one's ever asked me to build one for them. Talk your uncle into painting it. Thank you, Scott. I mean, I could, and I would if someone wanted one, but I'd rather have. The Frankenstrat never did appeal. I liked it better when it was white and black originally, and I loved the Bumblebee. And then I like the 80. It's just the gutting out of the guitar to fit all that stuff in it. That's I just it doesn't appeal to me. Because it's just not my thing. I like the guitars to feel right, sound right, and then they look right. I'm not much into the relicking, although I have done it for people. It's just not my taste, but that's what they want. I try to do what everybody wants. If they want me to build a Frankie and route it out and then chip it up, make it look, I'll do it. That's no problem. So, all right, guys. So we have time for we'll do one song and then we'll call it. Someone said song. You got to pick. Dark Love, All the King's Men, Devil's Blueprint, Jack the Ripper, One Night Eternal, Alone in the Echo. Or Jack the Ripper. That's what I have on here right now. Oh, I did again. Let's see. I showed the Dane, the one for Dane. Jack the Ripper. Okay. There's my thing for that. And I also made this one a different one today. And I'm not going to show it all the time, but Jack the Ripper, Jack the Ripper. Okay, we'll do Jack. Hold on. I can always say, you don't know Jack. All right. Let me go here. Here we go. We'll do Jack the Ripper, and then I'll play the intro, outro, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll have a couple of guitars to show tomorrow, so we'll be good. That wasn't supposed to be there. It was supposed to start right here.
Where the air hangs heavy with deceit, there walks a figure, a specter of the night, Jack the Ripper, with a thirst for blight.
Thank you, David.
You haunt the alleys with your dreadful spree, leaving terror and darkness in your wake. We plead under the moon's eerie glow. It crowds, sowing fear with each victim he fells. A phantom with no face, no remorse, leaving behind a trail of remorse. Oh, Jack! Jack the Ripper, your crimes, they make our blood run colder. In the heart of London, you wield your knife, a grim reaper, stealing innocent The city whispers tales of horror and woe as fear grips tight and the streets grow low. Who is this fiend, this devil in disguise? With each passing night, more innocence dies. unbound. A nightmare haunting London's ground.
Hey, it means the world to me that you guys actually like this stuff. Because for years, well, for the last 3 years, I was told it all sucked. But, and it had been so long since I had recorded anything and actually put it out there for people to hear. So it does. It means quite a bit to me that you guys like it and want to hear it. That to the point where I am going to release it. So play it again. Thank you, Derek. I wish to God this Roadcaster would accepts Bluetooth everything except for headphones. So, well, thank you, James. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Saw the blink. The two most requested songs are Jack the Ripper and One Night Eternal, and that's what that was. That was a request for One Night Eternal. It's up to you guys. You won't hurt my feelings if you don't want to. You want me to play One Night Eternal? Then we'll go from there. Go out from there. That is on here, right? Yes. One Night Eternal. You guys can understand why my wife doesn't like this song. So. Okay. So, you know who you are. You're getting your wish. So we'll play this one. And, excuse me. Play this one. And then I'll do the intro, outro. Well, Dave, I wrote this song about a one-night stand I had 2 years before I ever started dating my wife. But she's just mad that there's a song. But I actually started writing it in 1984. So, anyhow. All right, everybody. Let's play this one, then we'll go out. Oh, Peggy. One of my favorite comedians is Tammy Piscatelli. Fellow Italiana. And she was talking. I saw a little clip from her. I saw her when she was over here in Wheeling. And she said, men and women are so different, obviously, but their thinking processes they'll never, ever be the same. And she goes, this is a true story. Said a girlfriend of hers, they go for lunch all the time. Said they went for lunch, and her friend was crying because her fiance had cheated on her, and she caught him. Of course, Tammy's like, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that is bad. But the bad part was he cheated on her with his fiance's sister. Well, that's the worst. Both Tammy and her friend are like, oh my God, family gatherings aren't going to be, nothing's like, should not hear. But the fiance is like, his friends are like, dude, you got sisters. So, it's interesting. All right. And Tammy, I'm not taking your joke. I'm telling you a story. But think about it. That's true. All right. So here we go. One Night Eternal. And then we'll play the intro, outro, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Derek likes this because of the warrior.
Midnight whispers on tangled sheets. Moonlight dances on a silhouette so sweet. Her perfume lingers like a stolen rhyme. A fleeting touch that defies time. She moves like smoke through my fingertips. Every glance a promise on her parted lips. No names exchanged in the candle's glow. Just two shadows melting slow. Then the dawn comes creeping in, turning magic back to sin. Her dress slides on like midnight sun, leaving just the scent of where she's been. Oh, one night eternal in my veins, a ghost in the chains of morning rain. Every street light, every passing train, I'll chase your shadow through the pain. Now the city's full of echoes and lies. Every dark-haired girl catches my eyes. Beggars and kings all look the same when you're drowning in a missing name. Footsteps fade on the avenue, but none of them ever sound like you. The bartender pours another wound while the jukebox plays a forgotten tune. Oh, one night eternal in my veins, a ghost in the chains of morning rain. Every street lamp, every passing train, I'll chase your shadow through the pain. One night eternal in my veins, a ghost in the chains of morning rain. Every street light, every passing train, I'll chase your shadow through the pain.
Now Ogre Lord shows up. All right, I'll go longer. So there we go. That was One Night Eternal. Again, I write either about stuff I've actually lived or stuff that I have studied. So, thank you, David. Yeah, I never would have done an ending like that, or some of the beginnings I did, like on the Lizzie song and the Plainfield Monster about Ed Gein. Yeah, yes, Ogre, that was it. So he's heard it before. I didn't get paid. Or maybe I did, just once or twice, but whatever. So, um, yeah, it's just yeah, I just write about stuff I either lived or learned about. And again, I've had people tell me, I thought about that, Peggy, but you know what she would say? Oh, now you're just doing that because she doesn't like, because she's used to hearing the original for the last 38 years of All the King's Men. She doesn't like the new version of it. That it really, she does not like, because she sat down here and I played all these four. Obviously, she doesn't like that one because of the reason, but and she likes them all. But she's like, all the King. I like what you did, but I'm so used 38 years of hearing it the other way. It's like a completely, and it is basically just the same words. So yeah, oh, dang it, I keep getting shut the screensaver timer off. So yeah, that way, she didn't like. She's like, telling me, she's like, it sounds good, but it's not that song as far as she's concerned. And even Jeff, the bass player who actually recorded that song with me 38 years ago, I sent it to him, this version, and his reply, and see if I can find it. His reply, it was right there. I sent it to him, and you can hear it, right? Maybe if I can figure out how to turn it up. And his reply was, well, ... I'm happy you're happy. The production is there, but it's not my speed. I'm a little torn about the whole thing at large. Because he was on the original version of the song, recorded bass for it. And for so many years, we played it live. But that's why I told him, I said, but this is how I wanted to do it. And I even said, but as well as I do, Wayne never could have pulled that off. And Kevin did, and I wish to God we would have went and re-recorded it then. So well, I've had people ask me to write a song, and I'm not going to do it. That guy, I mean, they're all wacko, okay? But this guy, takes the cake, is that Albert Fish guy. And I'd never heard of him. I thought they were joking. So you need to do a killer song, a serial killer song about Albert Fish. I'm like, Albert Fish? Because I, had read all about Jack and all about Lizzie and Ed Gein and H.H. Holmes. And, I didn't get into the BKT and all that, the more modern ones. But I had never heard of Albert Fish until they told me that. So then I went on YouTube and looked at it, and it was like, no, 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 no way. That's actually a good idea, Amy. Dave. What? So I don't know. I might. I might do that. Now she did like Alone in the Echo a lot because she just turned 57. So, but it's just Alone in the Echo was basically my take on I don't want to die an ordinary man. So, but I do have. I mean, I still have quite a few songs to do in here. Like I said, there are some you guys have never heard because I didn't like the way he mixed it. But that was, I knew I wasn't going to like every one of them because he was doing stuff, um, experimenting and doing stuff that he doesn't normally use or mix stuff the way he did. Because that one about death is coming, I thought it was great. Then all of a sudden, it's like the middle of the song, completely different, and it's terrible. And that's why I've only played it a couple of times. I don't even know if it's even on here. No. But I just do not like the way it's mixed. I mean, it's like way. It's like you had it, and then it just disappeared. So, release both OG version. Uh there are, well, all the ones you guys have heard, pretty much, except for the one about my uncle, will be released. Although Bay Area Rich, the next time they go back to the Philippines, he is going to go to my uncle's grave and play that song that I wrote for my uncle right there. So for that, I am grateful, and for what he's already done down there, it's amazing. Um, so, I mean, if you want to hear the death is coming, I'll play it. But I don't. You need to hear the story about my uncle. My uncle, I have a letter, which it's now back on the other side of over on the other side of the cabin. Um, my grandfather and his brothers, there's four of them. Uh, they, the three, my grandfather being the oldest, the other three, well, the second oldest had already enlisted in the Navy. So he was already in the Navy when Pearl Harbor. He was at Pearl Harbor. He was on the Oklahoma when Pearl Harbor got attacked. Then the other two enlisted. My uncle Mike, was one in the Navy. My uncle Eli joined the Marines, which Peggy has read about him. And then my uncle Charlie joined the Army. My grandfather had a deferment, and because he was the oldest, and the only living, and he was a fire boss for a coal mine. So but he refused. He was 31. He said, if my brothers go, I'm going. And he was 31 years old and made it to the 101st Airborne. He was at Battle. He wasn't in Easy Company, but he was at Battle of the Bulge when all that went down. So, with their parents gone, the brothers, you get your $10,000 life insurance, so they all left them to my grandfather because he was the oldest one. So they all came back except my Uncle Charlie, and he was in Luzon, Philippines. And he wrote a letter to my grandmother, basically about my dad, because my dad was 18 months old or something like that, and he'd never met him because he was, obviously in the war, and he couldn't wait to come and see my dad. But the first thing he says on that letter, my Nona's name, grandmother for you un-Italian. So you got Nona and Nono, grandma and grandpa. But the first thing he says, her name was Edith. I was like, Edith, for some strange reason, I have an urge to write today. That's the first line of the letter. Less than 24 hours later, he was dead. He had 3 days to go before he was getting to come home, getting on a ship to come back to the States. But he had told my grandfather, if all of them said, whatever happens, if we don't make it back, leave us where we are, where it happened. So my grandfather was in Germany when he found out that his youngest, that Charlie was the youngest, or second to youngest, Uncle Eli was the youngest, was killed. And he had to make a decision, and he wanted to bring him home and put him with their parents, but he respected his brother, said, hey, he wanted to be, if that happened, that's where, so he is buried at the USA military funeral in the Philippines. And Bay Area Rich's wife is from the Philippines. So they go there, and when Rich went there, he went and visited my uncle's grave. None of us in the family had ever been there before. So Rich literally stepped in as a family member for me. And they took him and his wife to the grave. They gave him a bunch of paperwork for me. They put flags out, had a little ceremony and everything. And then Rich said the flags, whenever there were over 17,000 guys buried there. So whenever a family member, they get a visitor, they put the flags out. Okay? So Rich scanned with the camera. You couldn't see any flags other than my uncle's. So we never got to go there, and my grandfather never got to bring him home. And then even the newspaper here years later did an article on my grandfather saying, it always bothered him that he really wanted to bring him home. He never knew if he made the right decision. He didn't know if, Uncle Charlie just said that to say it or if he really meant it, but he respected him and did it. So I wrote a song after Rich came back. They filmed the whole ceremony for me. And that's why I said, no matter what happens with me and the other guys from the other shows, Rich is literally family for me now. And being Italian, you don't just say someone's family. He stepped in and did it, and Rich is always going to be considered, my older brother, as far as I'm concerned. So when everything came back, and I watched the video, he sent bunches of photos, the stone, the cross, and he took, he even did it where he showed, this is what your uncle's seeing in front. They spent a few hours there for me. And I just broke down in tears, and I had to write a song about it. So I did, and I only played the song twice on here so far. So I'll play it for you now, and it's called "For Some Strange Reason," and it basically tells his story. So he was 3 days away from coming home, or at least coming back to the States when this happened. So here it is. It's called "Some Strange Reason," because that's what his opening letter or line in the letter. Sorry about that. Oh, you don't hear it? You don't hear it? Hold on. I'll have to do it this way then. Sorry about that. Crap, I thought you guys heard it. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay, hold on. All right. There's one of the photos of Rich and his wife at my uncle's gravestone in Manila. All right, hold on. I don't know why that didn't work. All right, let me load it onto here then. I'm sorry about that. I have to go here to the music and bring this up. This is such a pain. I don't know why it's not working. Uh, what had happened is they started getting attacked, and my step uncle was also with Uncle Charlie. they went through boot camp and everything together. And yeah, YouTube jumping. It was the copyright strike against myself. So what had happened is they started getting attacked, mortar fire. They had foxholes. And my step uncle and my Uncle Charlie were in one. And a guy in front was having trouble setting up a 50 caliber machine gun. Every time I open this, it opens in a different place. And what had happened is he was having trouble, and my uncle had just got promoted. Got promoted and get to go home. So he got up, and my step uncle, who I never met either, he died right before I was born. He told my Uncle Charlie, he said, you're a sergeant now. You tell somebody else to do this. Now I get quicker. So Uncle Charlie jumped out of the foxhole, crawled over and got in the other foxhole. They were setting up a machine gun when a mortar landed inside the foxhole and took them both out. Bad static now. Oh man, this thing's not going. Well, Connecting. There. All right. Can you guys hear me now? Please, for God's sake, say yes. Maybe not. Okay. All right. Let me try it again this way, because apparently for some reason this broke on me right before the show. So apparently for some reason, every time I try to upload now a song to the Roadcaster, it just crashes everything. So, but because everything's screwed up, let me see if this works. Tell me if you guys can hear this. God. It's always something. Rosanna, Dana. Or, wait, you know what I can do? Hold on. I can add it to here. I'll just do it that way. Music. Edit list. Add media. Upload. Let's do it that way. Skip the Roadcaster altogether. It's going to take... Oh, that was quick. Then I'll let you hear the bad death is coming, because like it was going great until partway through, then it stopped. I mean, you know, it was playing, and then I don't know what he did to change it. All right, so you guys can hear me. Here we go. So here is. Did you hear me telling about how he died? Or was that too staticky to hear? Yet, okay. All right. All right, so here it is. This is for some strange reason. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay, music. Done. Can you hear that?
The night was thin and still. Army boots outside the tent, the air refusing chill. He sat down with a pen in hand, no reason he could say. Just felt a pull he couldn't shake at the close of day. For some strange reason, I felt like I had to write today. Ink pressed hard against the page, then drifted on its way. 3 days left before he'd board a ship and head back home. Didn't know those words would be the last he'd ever own. So close to home, just days away. The war almost behind, a letter written out of nowhere, frozen now in time. What makes a man reach for goodbye before he knows? For some strange reason, heaven knows. The morning came with more of fire, tearing through the trees, Luzon soil beneath him, distant, unfamiliar seas. They said he fell an army man with courage to the end, as chose to rest where he lay down beside his fellow men. Three brothers came back breathing, walked through the front door, carried home the weight of one who wouldn't anymore. Every laugh had something missing, every joy a cause, living full lives haunted by the brother that was lost. So close to home, just days away. His name still gets called in every family gathering when shadow on the wall. Let us save a single line that time still can't erase. For some strange reason, grace. 81 years later, we read it soft and slow. The opening line still trembling, saying more than he could know. Was it instinct? Was it fate? Or love refused to rest? A soldier's heart reaching home within his chest. We never stood beside the ground where his young body lies. Never saw the Luzon sunrise through our own eyes. But we stand where that letter lives, one fit and true, and feel him in the spaces between me and you. 3 days short of coming home, but never far away. He crossed the ocean in his words the night before he fell that day. An army soul, a brother, a son forever know. For some strange reason, he made it home.
And keeps cutting it off right there. So that is for my Uncle Charlie. And Rich is also a veteran, so it meant a lot to him to do that for me. And so the next time he goes there, I assume you guys can still hear me, I guess? Oh, okay. Thank you. So the next time he goes there, he is going to go to my uncle's gravestone and he's got that song on his phone. He's going to play it there. And I sent the cemetery copies of the copies of the letter and all that stuff. And so they do, well, when people do come in for tours of, you know, they want stuff like that so they could say, hey, and this veteran here, or this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Ogre. That came very easy. The music I had for something else. Oh, here we go again.